Could be there. It is. Defense has changed for the Knicks. Neesmith bullies his way and knocked away. Swatted away by Anunoby. Could be there. Could be there. It is. Defense has changed for the Knicks. Neesmith bullies his way and knocked away. Swatted away by Anunoby. Could be there. It is. Defense has changed for the Knicks. Neesmith bullies his way and knocked away. Swatted away by Anunoby. Could be there. Could be there. Defense has changed for the Neesmith bullies his way and knocked away. Swatted away by Anunoby. Halliburton. He'll take it. He'll backpedal a three for the win. And goal! He got it! Halliburton. He'll take it. He'll backpedal a three for the win. And goal! He got it!
Corner. Stops, goes right back to work and lays it up and in. Unfair business from SGA in this first quarter. Stops, goes right back to work and lays it up and in. Unfair business from SGA. In this first
41-point third quarter.
Shea able to set DiVincenzo. The beauty goes down.
A 41-point third quarter.
Shea able to set DiVincenzo. The beauty goes down. Quarter.
Rock, where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock?
10 rock and roll, bro.
Live and welcome to the Rock Files. Are the Rock Files? Yeah, live and locked. This is how we rock. Live and locked. Welcome to the Rock. Live and locked. Live is how we rock. Oh, this is how we rock. The Rock. The Rock Files. This is how we rock. Live and locked.
Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. You are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday. Break down and talk now with Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. You are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday.
So Rock is finally here to talk. 7-minute intros is what you got to deal with. Salute to everybody, man. What a crazy sports week. What a crazy battle rap week. What a crazy sports day and night. Man, show was a whole lot of choking. Ain't that right, Tyrese Halliburton? You put the choke symbol up after you hit that crazy shot, and then your team choked tonight. Oh, we're going to talk about it. But of course, your eyes do not deceive you. Let us not be rude. You are live and locked and tuned into Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday, live on the Rock Files, is in full effect right now. We have a desperation game by the Minnesota Timberwolves that decided to actually pass the ball and play as if their season depended on it. You know why? Because it did. And of course now, because we have a big sports community that lives game to game instead of series to series, which is what it takes to win, they believe, oh man, the Timberwolves, they completely smoked OKC. OKC in trouble. How are you in trouble if you're up 2-1? How are you in trouble when you have the team that Minnesota doesn't? That's cool that Minnesota played desperate with their backs against the wall. The question you got to ask yourself, does the Minnesota Timberwolves have enough to keep that up for, 3 more games to win the series? We'll find out. Also, you have the lose York Knicks that lost game 1. They were lose York in game 1 because they choked. They were lose York in game 2 because they choked. But they were not lose York in game 3. And you know why they were lose York in game 3? Because Indiana choked. You know what? The winner of the series between Indiana and New York will be the team that chokes the less, I guess. And we guess. What a weird series. And of course, for baseball, your Detroit Tigers is still the number 1 team in baseball right now, even after losing 3 out of 4 to the Cleveland Guardians. That's a rivalry game. All right. So now, enough of the delay. Let us get to the replay right now. For those that would like to play along, you can follow us live on sports.yahoo.com as we break down these sports, as we break down both of these series between Indiana Pacers, their Eastern Conference Finals, and your Western Conference Finals with the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, by the way, has an MVP. By the way, listen, SGA is a weirdo, okay? He's a weirdo that wears a crop top and from Canada, right? But guess what? Whatever player you were going for that you wanted to win the MVP, blame your player for not doing enough. Don't blame the NBA for their voting procedure, which is very flawed. Your player didn't do enough to beat a guy in a crop top that basically all he did was hit a lot of free throws, a lot of layups, pass the ball, play good defense, and nobody in the league could beat out a guy wearing a crop top. Your player's fault. Oh, well. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we got DJ Alyssa Monsanto here. Hey, Alyssa, it's Sunday. Where's your submissions? But at any rate, be sure to subscribe to DJ Alyssa Monsanto. I suppose connection between. Oh, yeah. We saw that. So, look, Alyssa, just let us know and submit. If you can submit before Tuesday, let us know what videos you want to play for message music sessions. Simple as that. We put down 2 more criteria for the Rock rankings. We will be putting the criteria for Message Music Sessions up tomorrow. So put your submission on the YouTube page. Just let us know which one it is. Simple as that. Let us now share the screen. Oh, we got Blunt in the building. Oh, hold up. We got Blunt in the building. As Blunt, so Blunt still got Thunder in 6. That's about right. Might be Thunder in 5. I mean, all Minnesota did was win a game. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, this series, there's a phrase that goes like this. A series has not begun until a team wins on the other team's floor, right? So Minnesota desperately won their game on their home floor. That's cool. Let's see what happened in game 4. Ready for this? If Minnesota doesn't win game 4, they're out of here. Maybe they win one more desperate game. Minnesota just don't. Minnesota's second best player is Julius Randle. Julius Randle. Talking too fast. Ask the New York Knicks when they were the lose York Knicks how great it was to have Julius Randle as their number 1 or 2 player. How far did they go with that? All right then. Cool. Anyway, let us now share the screen. And of course, as Blunt has so eloquently typed, hit the like, share the stream, and subscribe to the Rock Files. No. About to tell you in a minute, listen. As Blunt has so eloquently typed, hit the like, share the stream, and subscribe to the Rock Files channel for more dope incredible battle rap content, sports data, music sessions, and much more. Absolutely correct. And of course, you're more than welcome to follow along. Let us now share the screen. And Alyssa, I know. Actually, we said the criteria last Wednesday. The criteria for Message Music Sessions, very quickly before we share the screen, is simple. Any song, any genre. Any song, any genre. You know, as clean as possible. We prefer to be clean. And yeah, just submit the music. As far as the deadline to submit music for Message Music Sessions Wednesday night, for you, Alyssa, it'll be Tuesday. It'll be Tuesday afternoon. So by Tuesday afternoon on the YouTube page, just put down a couple of the links you have. Simple as that. All right. Well, what we got? Greg the Great's in the building. Greg the Great is definitely one of, if not your main front runner for 2025 2025 virtual battle rapper. You know, and look, keep in mind we're almost halfway there. All right, share the screen, break down some sports, have some fun. All righty, here we go. Again, if you would like to play along, you can follow us on sports.yahoo.com. Sports.yahoo.com. As you see on the beautiful black screen in front of you tonight, and we're going to start with this game first. Tonight, the New York Knicks were not the lose York Knicks. They actually beat Indiana. Indiana was up by over 20 points for most of this game. And then all of a sudden, they forgot how to guard the interior. They forgot how to stop the drive. And then the New York Knicks, in a back and forth game in the fourth quarter, they won. They simply won. And was interested. Now look, this series is very weird because even though New York won, salute to them for winning because they saved their season. Because had they went down 3-0, they might get swept. Just being straight up. If the New York Knicks had a loss tonight, they would have got swept, possibly at least. So they saved their season, but Josh Hart is banged up. Jalen Brunson is banged up, and Indiana actually had the perfect game plan. They had the perfect game plan because they did, and this is so weird that NBA teams don't do this. They forced Jalen Brunson to play defense, and Jalen Brunson almost fouled out the game because he can't play defense. Simple as that. He cannot play defense. He's not very good at that. That's why the Knicks hired him. And Tom Thibodeau, you actually decided to use more than 7 players in a game finally. What type of coaching are you doing? Yes, you did win. Your team did win tonight. But, man, this is what it took for you to play guys off the bench? To have guys in foul trouble to go beyond the 7-man rotation? Your team looks tired, Tom. Salute to them winning. But now for game 4, and it's a quick turnaround, right? If not mistaken, game 4 is Tuesday night. You better hope your team has enough energy. Because, look, if you go down to the Indiana Pacers again by 10 points or more, you're going to lose. Simple as that. You're going to lose. It took a whole lot of energy to come back. So let's take a look at some stats. All righty. Carl Anthony Towns showed up. Wow. Carl Anthony Towns, let's take a look at it. Here's your stats right here. Again, this is on sports.yahoo.com, right? Carl Anthony Towns decided to actually play and do something. He is your leading scorer for the New York Knicks. Look at this. Wait. Guys, because Brunson, before we get to Karl-Anthony Towns, because Brunson was in foul trouble, look who else played. We had a little bit of Miles McBride, who does consistently play, but DeLon Wright from the depths of Philly, from the depths of Detroit, used to play if he was the Piston for 5 seconds, and from the depths of Philly, in Miami, right? Landry Shamet played. What's interesting though, you know who didn't play? Hold on. Cameron Payne didn't play. Nor did Precious Achiuwa. These are two guys that could help you against Indiana. Tom Thibodeau, you may want to give these guys some minutes instead of just waiting for Brunson to get in foul trouble. Now, maybe something looks weird in practice, but you could use some wing help because Indiana was smoking you on that. But now you did win. So let's go to your leading scorer. Your leading scorer is Karl-Anthony Towns. Cat did not play like a cat, right? 33 minutes, 32-59, 24 points, 8 of 17 from the field. That's under 500. 3 of 7. 3 of 7 from 3-point. Don't really say because 2 of those 3-pointers were in the fourth quarter, clutch. 5 of 6 from free throw, plus 6 on the floor. They're 27-15 rebounds. Way too many turnovers. Let's go down here. There you go. Way too many turnovers. You see the 6 turnovers, right? But look, if not for Karl-Anthony Towns actually playing with a pulse and playing like he's 6 foot, playing like he's 7 foot instead of 6 foot, the Knicks would have lost the game. Salute to that. 5 fouls, as we talked about. Also, Brunson had 5 fouls. Let's go to Brunson. He was your second leading scorer right here. And he would have played a whole lot more. But, of course, foul trouble. 30 minutes, 31 seconds. 23 points. 6 of 18 from the field is horrible. 1 of 5 from 3, not good, but some of this was clutch. Some free throws. They did 10 of 10 from the free throw. You know what's funny? It's strange how when Brunson hits free throws and wins games, that's cool. But when SGA basically was a free throw shooter that won MVP, that's a problem. Yeah, free throws are points too, yo. Just saying, free throws are points too. Think about it. At any rate, he was a -6 on the floor, 3 turnovers, all right, 2 rebounds and assists. So obviously, Brunson had a more locked down game. Indiana slowed him down a little bit here. Mikal Bridges actually had a post, 15 points, 6 of 18, 2 rebounds, assist, a turnover, 2 steals. All right. Mitchell Robinson almost gave your game away. Mitchell Robinson was brain dead. Can we just be straight about it? Mitchell Robinson was doing some of the stupidest things. He's a liability. Now, granted, he's out there for his defense and his rebounding, but man, when they're caught in the shot clock and got to depend on Mitchell Robinson, that's a win for Indiana. All right. OG Anunoby, it could be said that OG Anunoby actually is the most consistent and actually consistently their best player, even though he was their third leading scorer here. Look at this: 6 of 9 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal, no turnovers, 3 blocks, and also around 37 minutes. So he played the most amount of minutes. If OG Anunoby is not giving you this, so New York is out of here. The point being is that Karl-Anthony Towns is the player of the game, but still your best player might be OG Anunoby. Yes, even over Brunson. But Brunson is clutch and da-da-da-da. Yeah, but OG can play defense and offense. Not Brunson. Something to think about. Your bench, Josh Hart. Watch out for Josh Hart because Josh Hart did look injured. He did get hobbled in this game. Watch out for that. And now we're going to get to Indiana in a minute because they have some things to be concerned about. And look, Josh Hart, 8 points, 1 of 3 from the field. Not a lot of offense, but look at the 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 turnover. That's solid, especially from a bench player. Salute to that. All right. So that's what New York did. Can they keep this up? New York, this is a style that New York can keep playing. But the thing is, they're going to have to kind of wake up earlier and not get down by 20 points again to Indiana. Simple as that. Let's go to Indiana right now. And we're going to go to the chat in a minute. Pascal Siakam was pretty good. Actually was very good. Now, let's go to real quick. If not mistaken, Nesmith would have played more minutes, but he got injured. He had to go to the locker room. Nesmith had to go to the locker room. He came back, played. He's not 100%. So this is an injury that Indiana's going to be careful of. Indiana choked in this game. First of all, they were discombobulated with. It's weird that Indiana was doing too much pass the ball back out for a 3. It's like they were afraid to use their interior. So that's an indictment against Miles Turner. Miles Turner gave you something, right? 33 minutes, 19 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3-point, not the best. But then again, it wasn't just that he's 1 for 6 from the 3-point. It's the type of threes he was taking. Ladies and gentlemen, not all 3-pointers are the same. Okay? There's good shots, and then there's horrible shots. Miles Turner was taking a whole lot of shots, late in the shot clock, under a whole lot of duress, and way out of shooting position. Not very good. 6 of 8 from free throw, cool. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a turnover, still, and 2 blocks. That's in a vacuum, these stats look okay, but in situation, Tyrese Halliburton, you know, the most, I guess the biggest heel you got here, right? And he gave you 20 points in 37 minutes, 7 to 15 from the field, around 500, a little bit underneath 500. 2 of 8 from 3-point, not a good. And ready for this? Nobody on Indiana had a good 3-point shooting night. That's also a difference in the game. That's also a different game because if you notice, when Indiana went up by 20, it wasn't because of the 3-point shot. They were just going. It's like Indiana, and it's like Thibodeau in New York adjusted to Indiana's what they call the inside game as far as penetrating the paint. No pause, penetrating the paint, right? And the second that New York adjusted to that and forced Indiana to shoot, choking happens. These guys couldn't hit a shot. That's crazy. They have decent shooters on here. They couldn't hit a shot. They could not hit a 3-point shot. They were hitting the free throws, couldn't hit a 3-point shot. All right. What else about Halliburton was perfect from the free throw. And most of that happened in the first half. 7 assists, so 20.7 assists, 3 turnovers, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Not bad. Pascal Siakam, just the same thing with OG Anunoby. It's kind of the same thing with Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam might be your most important player here. He's your stabilizer. He might be your most valuable player for Indiana. If Indiana is to move on to the NBA Finals, it'll be because of Pascal Siakam being consistent like this. 17 points in 35 minutes, 7 of 14 from the field, or 1 from 3-point, 3 of 5 from the free throw, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers, solid. This is solid. Yeah, the minus 21 on the court, but is it really Pascal's fault for that? All right. The bench, not enough. Not enough from the bench at all. Ben Shepherd's whatever, but TJ McConnell, cool, 15 points. Actually, very good from the bench for TJ McConnell. 15 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 9 from the field. No 3-pointers, 2 of 2. Okay. Not bad. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2. Even conceptually, he was giving work. But look at the rest of your bench. Look at the rest of this bench, man. Let's start with OG Toppin. OG Toppin is the type of guy that has a lot of loud, low points. So you'll think he has more points than he actually has. Finishes with 14 minutes, 8 points, 3-6 from the field. But his game basically is to be a lob threat. That's his main game. A lob threat in case he try to get to the rim, But he has the biggest plus 19. Well, yeah, because most of that was in the first half. 4 rebounds. And the point in this game is that which team is going to be the healthiest and which team is going to finish better. And the first 2 games Indiana did. In this game, New York did. New York got Josh Hart to be sure that they're healthy, right? If Josh Hart's not healthy, that's going to hurt New York. Indiana, they got Aaron Nesmith. They better be sure he's healthy. If not, that's going to hurt him. Which team in going into game 4 is going to be the most healthy, is going to do less amount of mistakes. And lastly, look, at least Indiana plays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players. All right. And they can even play 11 players with Thomas Bryant. Okay. The point is, which of these teams is going to step up and actually finish the series? Again, no team between New York and Indiana has 3 wins yet. The way NBA playoffs go is who's the first team to 3, at least in this situation. We'll see. So that's Indiana, New York in a nutshell. All right. We're gonna go to Oklahoma City. Let's go to the chat real quick. Chat, what up? All right, chat. We got the chat. DJ Alyssa, they disappear my links half the time. Hey, you know what, Alyssa, you got our email, right? Send the link. Send the link also to the email. You got our email. Send the link to the email also. All right, because we definitely want your links in advance, so we can go ahead and lock that in. Blunt is in the building. Blunt, Pacer. What's going on? Thank you. Pacers should win game 4 and then finish the series at home game 5. They better. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason why the Pacers should have won tonight's game. It's just weird that Carlisle didn't have another layer to go to. It's like the second that New York stopped them going to the rim, it's like the Pacers just choked. They had nothing. Honestly, they couldn't hit they weren't setting up good jump shots, and they couldn't hit an open jump shot. It was weird. And we're not talking about bums either. Tyrese Haliburton can hit a shot. Miles Turner's a good three-point shooter. But you saw the stats. Not tonight. What else? Pascal Siakam? He was the only one that was even hitting some shots down the road. If not for him, they probably would have been being up by 20, losing by 20. If not for him, TJ McConnell could hit a shot. But these guys were not hitting shots. And we're not even, and again, it's not just they weren't hitting shots, they weren't putting themselves in good position to hit open shots at all. Good open shots. They were not. This was not good. Honestly, Tyrese Haliburton and the guards did not help move that defense of New York when they adjusted. When they were on the run, they weren't doing anything to move that defense to get open shots for themselves. That is their fault. DJ listen to my sound. Okay, Reno. What? K Reno request I make a video for that was an honor. That's number one. Oh, salute to K Reno. Salute to K Reno. All right. Okay. So we got, I'm out. So there, DJ Alyssa, my son, exclusive K Reno here in double. Hey, if that's your submission, we can lock that in. K Reno, if that's your submission, Alyssa. And be sure to watch out for listening to chat Wednesday for message music session. Salute. Blunt mentions Rock Factuals, no doubt. Yeah. We're gonna get to Oklahoma City. Hold on. We got a bar 7. Salute. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, now salute. All right, salute. My bad. Got distracted. Salute. All right, Blunt Wit. If we're going by ranking, what's this? If we're going by ranking, Pacers shouldn't even be up 2-1 right now. Well, both these teams choke, bro. Like, both these teams choke. What's odd is that Pacers should be up 3-0. Now, granted, let's go to game 1 real quick. Game 1, New York should have won that. And that was just a generational shot from Tyrese Haliburton. The same way that Kawhi Leonard, of course, hit that shot against Philly. This is a similar shot that Tyrese Haliburton hit against New York. If not for that shot, nothing to talk about. Really. You know? So that's what won it for him. But that's because New York choked. Look, let's ask an even more interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Battle Rap Bodega Philly. What up, man? Salute. Much respect. Be sure to subscribe to Battle Rap Bodega. Be sure to subscribe to Blunt Wit. Hey, be sure to subscribe to Bar 7. Bar 7 got a YouTube page. Salute to that. You know what I'm saying? So good. Everybody you see highlight on the screen, be sure to subscribe to them. Hit the bell notification, but hit the like channel. All that. You know what it is. You know what it is. Okay, so Bar 7 mentions. There we go. That's debatable. New York should be up 2-1. But see, that's the thing, Bar 7. It's tough to say, and that goes to the debatable, right? It's tough to say because both teams have choked. So it's tough to call. It could be argued. Okay, is Indiana really the better team in this playoffs? Kind of, yeah, because of the 2-1. But by them, this is a very strange series. And we're going to ask a question right now. Does it matter who matches up against who? Who of these 4 teams, whichever one of these 4 teams, wouldn't this be maybe of the 2020s the weakest NBA champion we would have? Even if OKC wins the championship, are they really like, oh wow, that's such a great championship team if they win? Like, wouldn't this team of these 4 teams left? Wouldn't this team be one of the weakest NBA champions we've ever had? None of these teams look like NBA champions, honestly. None of the 4 of them. Now, Oklahoma City is the closest, but it's not that. Exactly. You know, so the Bar 7 says, right. Yeah, like, and here's another question for Bar, from Bar 7 kind of like, sparking this one. In the East, right? We're going to get to Oklahoma City and Minnesota right after this. Are either one of these teams in the East, are these really the 2 best teams in the East playing right now? Are they really? Now, playoffs are a different season. It could be said that, well, they are because they're left, and that's how it goes. But didn't both these teams kind of get here because other teams got injured and other teams played bad? Now, other teams playing bad, that will still lead to Indiana and New York being the best teams. But the injury part, and let's be honest, Cleveland was a fraud. Be honest, this channel was probably the first channel to mention how much of a fraud Cleveland was. Salute to Blunt Wick. I don't know how many Rock Sports Sundays we did saying that Cleveland peaked too soon with that record. They showed too many ways to beat them, right? So even with the health, it's arguable that they would have beat anybody. You talk about Boston. Now, Boston has the best case. If Jason Tatum goes down, goodbye. Is Indiana, and we're going to ask the same thing about Minnesota and Oklahoma City in a minute. But is Indiana and New York the two best East teams? And if one of these teams go to the NBA, when one of these teams go to the NBA Finals, is this really a finals that anybody want to watch no matter who they play? Okay. So Bar 7 mentions no injuries definitely took a factor. It was also revealing of play too. Cleveland exposed too much of how to beat them. I'm sorry, to be clear, Cleveland's exposed too much of how they can be beat, how they can be defeated. Blunt mentions true that, right? Yeah, like we're gonna have to really break this down. How and this is look, our team is out the playoffs, right? But honestly, our team's the Detroit Pistons, to be very clear. We rock with Detroit. From Detroit, living in the 313 area code, right? So our team actually probably got the most out of the playoffs because, hey, this is our first season here in a while, and we won 2 games. And actually almost got New York. We were almost turned New York into Lose York, but almost don't count. New York is in the final. No problem. In the East Finals, no problem. What we're saying is that this team may have gotten the most because these teams here, it's like neither one of these 4 teams is playing like, look, we're the NBA champion. It's something really to see here. Let's get to Oklahoma City and Minnesota right now. So as you know, last game, Minnesota completely mollywopped. I mean, Oklahoma City honestly didn't even get off the bus to play Minnesota. They just didn't. Let's go ahead and get to this game though. Wait, what's going on? Oh, there it is. This is the schedule. All right, apologize for that. But yeah, this is good. Here we go. Right here. Can we get? There we go. This is what we want. Right about here. Perfect. Yeah, in this game here. And look, it was a combination of things. Oklahoma City probably was way too comfortable. See, there's things that stats will tell you. Then there's things that basketball tell you. The number one reason why Minnesota mollywopped and completely humiliated Oklahoma City in Game 3 is one word. It's called energy. All the stuff about the shots went down, more aggressive to the rim, guys passing the ball, that was energy. Here's another word that Minnesota played with: desperation. Let's be honest. Minnesota goes down 3-0. Minnesota can go ahead and start booking the yacht. Minnesota can go ahead and start buying lobsters and crabs and calling for summer vacation. Anthony Edwards can go ahead and find another baby mama if Minnesota goes down 3-0. Just being straight with you. Let's take a look at the stats, right? So first of all, here's the score for those that missed it. All right, here's Oklahoma City. Here's Minnesota, right? Okay, there you go. And as you see, Minnesota completely humiliated them. The bottom number is Minnesota 143, Oklahoma City 101. And honestly, the game was not that close. As you can see here in the first quarter, the game is over. Yeah, right here. There it is. Look at this. First quarter, Oklahoma City didn't get off the bus. Oklahoma City scored 14 points in the first quarter, game over. And Minnesota don't have a team. I don't know how many different ways this got to be said. Minnesota has Anthony Edwards, half of a Rudy Gobert, a weird Julius Randle, and a good Naz Reid. Yeah. All right, then. The Chicago Bulls got more supporting cast than that. Just being honest with you. Does that mean that Naz Reid's a scrub? He's nowhere near a scrub. Does that mean Rudy Gobert's a scrub? On offense, he is a scrub. On defense, he's not. Does that mean Julius Randle's a scrub? In the playoffs, he has been. Julius Randle is the type of player that in the regular season, okay, you see borderline all-star potential, maybe some all-star stuff, right? What happened? What does Julius Randle usually do in the playoffs? anybody? He's like, Julius Randle's name in the playoffs usually should be Where's Waldo? We don't know where he is, right? That is the Minnesota's second best player, yo. And please don't talk about Conley. Red Fox and Conley both have been playing basketball about the same amount. The point is, Conley is way past his prime. That's your starting guard. Yikes. That's Minnesota's team playing against Oklahoma City. And Oklahoma City has a way better supporting cast than Minnesota does. So, as you see in the first quarter, even with that, in the first quarter, Minnesota scores 34. Oklahoma City scores 14. This is all effort, man. This is all effort and energy. Oklahoma City, because they're kind of a newer team with a lot of quote-unquote young parts, pause. How about this? Young players. They did not get off the bus. They got comfortable. They started, quote-unquote, getting arrogant. And Minnesota's like, oh, since you're arrogant and we're desperate, we're going to get you up out of here. And the rest of the game is over. Look at this. We just by the numbers. Once this happens in the first quarter, and then, of course, second quarter goes down a little bit. And then the fourth, don't even look at the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter is where you got G League guys like Luka Garza and guys that played in college last season playing in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter is nothing. Ignore that. Right here is where the game is over. First quarter. Game's over in the first quarter. Come on, man. This is the playoffs. Oklahoma City and your coach. You have not won the Western Conference Finals yet. Y'all hope your coach is telling you that. And SGA, it is weird that right after you won the MVP award, that you and your team give this lackluster effort. SGA, just because you won the MVP, that's not a Finals MVP award. Do you want the NBA championship or not? Because this first quarter shows that your team did not. Your team got comfortable, let Minnesota dog walk you, and then you said, okay, oh well. If you do that game 4 and Minnesota gets momentum, you got a problem, and that'll be unacceptable. This will be a blown opportunity. See, this is how a coach would talk, to be honest with you. Let's look at some stats. So these are the game stats, right? As far as the team and the scoring, right? Let's look at some individual stats. All right? Here's the numbers. We're going to start actually with Minnesota. We're going to go in different order. Now, of course, here, and again, please ignore, okay, let's go here, right? The Luka Garza playing 5 minutes, the Josh Manoa playing 7 minutes or 8 minutes, Leonard Miller, Rob Dillingham, Jalen Clark, none of this matters. Even to a degree, maybe the Terrence Shannon doesn't really matter because these guys are not going to play probably in game 4. These guys only played when the game was decided, and they were just getting the scrimmage on, right? So ignore these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Let us go up and start with these 3 players off the bench. Look at this, 16 minutes, Dante DiVincenzo, right? A player that came from the Knicks, by the way, to get Karl-Anthony Towns. Anyway, 16 minutes, 19 seconds, 6 points, 2 of 2 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, plus 24 on the field on the court. 3 assists and 2 fouls, right? All right, cool. So this is basically Dante DiVincenzo off the bench, just being a threat to where, hey, you got to pay him some attention. That's what it boils down to. And that's what he did. He had 2 open shots, what it all boils down to. Now, Nickeil Alexander Walker, a non-shooting guy, right? But even he got you 2. This is inexcusable for OKC right here. You let Nickeil Alexander Walker get 2 threes on you, man. This guy can't shoot. Nickeil Alexander Walker can't shoot, but he sure hit 2 threes. That's how desperate Minnesota was playing. All right? This is an aberration here. 18 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 9 from the field. First of all, Nickeil Alexander Walker taking 9 shots is crazy. 9 shots? And look, 9 shots is almost half the minutes he played. He ain't going to get that no more. Look, Nickeil Alexander Walker took more shots than Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert, who's not a shooter. Okay. Yeah. He took just as many shots as Jalen Daniels. 9 shots. Look at this. That ain't going to happen again. But anyway, it happened in this game. That's how desperate Minnesota was. Let's keep it moving. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, right? Now, Naz Reid is going to be pretty solid, right? This is kind of a typical Naz Reid game around 19 minutes, 10 points, 4 or 6 from the field, 2 or 3 from 3. This is what Naz Reid usually does. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a block. Yeah, this is about what Naz Reid usually does. Because he's obviously your sixth man. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Cool. Conley basically did what he was about to do, right? And what he usually does. He's not a scoring guy. He's more of a distributor, right? Or he's more of a stabilizer, not a distributor. Because he's not going to give you a whole bunch of assists, but he's going to be sure that guys are held. He's the coach on the floor. Obviously, honestly, probably next season he'll be a coach somewhere. But here he's a coach on the floor. 21 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 8 from the field. Him taking 8 shots is crazy. Mike Conley taking 8 shots is crazy. A lot of these 8 shots came later, just before he was going to sit down. 2 of 6 from 3. Okay, no free throws, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a turnover, and steal. All right, that's about right. We're gonna save Anthony Edwards for last. As you know, we're gonna do it right now. This is now Anthony Edwards is not that the 30. Anthony Edwards scored a point a minute, basically, right? 30 points, 29 minutes, right? Rounded up to 30, right? That's kind of typical, but it's not the 30 points a minute. It's the efficiency. 12 of 17 from the field. And a lot of these shots were layups and dunks. Not dunks, layups, excuse me. A lot of these shots were layups. You know why Anthony Edwards was laying up that shot so much? Because Oklahoma City was not playing with any energy to stop him. Look at this one. Look at Julius Randle, 9 of 15. Can almost bet you that maybe 6 or 5 of these 9 converted field goals were him going to the rim. These 2 players got easy shots is what the point is. Because Oklahoma City played with low energy. And again, it's not the 30 points of what Anthony Edwards can do, but look at the 12 and 17. Julius Randle can do 24 points, right? Look at the 9 and 15. These guys, Anthony Edwards is a chucker. Let's keep it $1. He's a chucker. He's a fantastically talented player. He's definitely an MVP candidate, right underneath Cade Cunningham this season, by the way. Yeah, we're going to throw that in. But he is a chucker. Let's take a look at the turnovers. He's a turnover machine, right? 4 turnovers, that's about it. 9 rebounds, 6 assists from Anthony Edwards. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, this is an indictment. Again, Minnesota won. But it was because Oklahoma City also played with low energy. They didn't have no sense of urgency here. And Minnesota did. Simple as that. Let's go to Oklahoma City real quick. We're going to go right back to the chat. Right back to the chat. Look at this, man. Look at this. Look, dog. Hold on a minute. Here we go. All right. This is all you have to know about this game, right? Your MVP candidate. No, your MVP winner. Excuse. Apologize. Your MVP winner, Shai Gilgeous, SGA. Crop top GA, right? Plays 27 minutes and shoots 13 shots and only hits 4 of them. Game over. He has 4 turnovers and 6. He has almost as many turnovers as assists, man. No sense of urgency from your starting lineup. SGA led your starting lineup by scoring 14 points. Low energy. His running buddy, 13 points. 4 of 13, 3 of 9. Your man, AJ Mitchell, off the bench. Look at this, man. Now, granted, he does get some burn, but he shot 2 shots less than SGA and had just as many points. This is a horrible game from OKC. Horrible. Your man Jalen Williams didn't convert a field goal. All of this, the high turnovers, the low amount of converted field goals, is a combination of bad shots, low energy, not a sense of urgency, compared to, look at this. Look at all these guys in double figures. Here you go. Julius Randle by himself, Look at this. Julius Randle by himself with 24 points outscored scored the same as SGA and Chet Holmgren. We're done here. Now, does this mean that Oklahoma City's over with? No. This should be mad motivation. Don't be surprised if Oklahoma City come out game 4 and smoke Minnesota. The same way that Rock right now, this voice is talking to Oklahoma City, will probably just maybe a percentage of how their coach is talking to them. There should be a high amount of energy. Now, the question for Minnesota, if Oklahoma City come out with a higher amount of energy, can Minnesota come out like this again? We'll find out. More than likely, probably not. Minnesota still doesn't have enough of a team. But wait a minute, Rock. 42 points is 42 points for one game. Look, basketball 1-on-1, sports 1-on-1. All right, cool. We about to get right back in this chat right now. Basketball 1-on-1, sports 1-on-1. You don't judge what's going to happen in a series strictly off of one game when the one game doesn't represent a trend. When has Minnesota played like this? How often? Exactly. When has OKC played like this? As bad as this, that is. How often? Okay, then. Let's see what happens more. Game 4, is Oklahoma City been figured out? Or is Minnesota? How about this? Let's keep it simple. Game 4 will show if Minnesota had a fluky performance or did Minnesota's find something. If Oklahoma City had a bad night or if Oklahoma City has been found out. That's what game 4. So basically, wait till game 4. Simple as that. Let's get to this MVP talk very quickly. No, let's talk chat. Chat. Okay, so we got Bar 7 with a comment. Salute the Bar 7. I mean, Minnesota versus New York wouldn't be bad to determine who won the Cat and Randall trade, but besides that, OKC is all around the best team out of 4 teams. Okay, but Bar 7, here's a question though. If OKC wins the NBA championship, will they be considered, wow, what a great NBA championship compared to even the Nuggets team or Milwaukee team of 2020s? Now, maybe Oklahoma City would be considered a better team than the Lakers team that won the bubble championship. But outside of that, how good would even they be considered? Something to think about. Okay, Blunt mentions Randall is the Alex Smith of them. Yeah, that's a good analogy. Julius Randle honestly is overrated. Keep it $1 with you. Like, and don't get it twisted. Julius Randle, if Julius Randle's going to get a title, this is probably his best opportunity. But he won't be the reason, more than likely. Julius Randle, for those that's in the comic books, y'all remember when Batman Robin, right? When Robin was just weak, super weak, but they still got super villains out of here. That's what Randle is. Randle is like a super weak Robin, man. He's a super weak Robin. Ask LeBron about Randle. Now, Greg, you playing with LeBron is not the best idea, but ask LeBron about Randle. Ask Jalen Brunson about Randle. Notice that both of those teams arguably got better when he left. Just something to think about. And don't forget, that's the second best player in Minnesota. Bar 7. Oh, here we go. Let's get this comment up. Bar 7. I'm from the NYC, so I'm biased right now, but I love basketball. I'm a realist. OKC will probably wind up winning the ship this year. Probably, yeah. But it could still be. And look, we're having a discussion. Now I'm going to say it just seems as if none of these 4 teams, if they do win this NBA title, will be a legit champion. Oklahoma City is the closest. Yes. You got an MVP candidate there. You don't have a superstar on the team that's the second best player, but you have a team full of very dangerous players. They are close to a championship team. Still a weak champion, though. Still a weak champion. Okay. Blunt mentions Bar 7. I hope so. That's my city, but they can't take the foot off the gas. They're gonna have. Look, game 4 is it. Ready for this? Let's really talk heavy. Game 4 may or will decide. Isn't that interesting? For both of these series, Game 4 may or will decide these series in total. Whichever team goes up 3 first, and we're talking about 3 wins, not 3 points, 3 wins, they're probably going to win it. Okay, fast Blunt. What we got? Blunt mentions. Yeah, SGA has to be better. Not just SGA, though, man. This whole team, Oklahoma City, yes, led by SGA, they have to play with urgency every game. That's the thing about basketball, man. I don't know where it is. This generation of basketball, similar to this generation of human beings, are entitled. They don't finish. It's kind of like battle rap, right? You got a lot of battlers that got 2 okay rounds and think they won. And then they purposely take a round off. Maybe take the first round off or the third round off usually. Well, that's kind of what this basketball thing is. Here's Oklahoma City, immature team in Game 3. Not immature team for the whole season, but immature team for Game 3. And they really thought after 2 wins, they won. They played like it. That's just bad basketball. And there's Blunt Wick trolling. Salute. All right, real quick. Let's get to this MVP thing about Shea. And there's a lot. We're not going to spend all day on this. For those that don't know, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has won the MVP award. The knock on, now look, this is Shea's stats, man. And he's doing this as a guard. He's doing this as a point guard. 32 points, 5 rebounds, 6.4 assists. Those are not MVP numbers. Now, just because it didn't look pretty doesn't mean it's not MVP. And again, it's nasty. NASTY that he wears that crop top. That's almost as feminine as Jimmy Butler wearing a goth hairdo with a perm. That's probably why his team got out and knocked out too. Just saying. But Shea deserves to be MVP. And look, it's most valuable player, not most statistical player. It's most valuable player. That means valuable to the league. If you're the best player on the best team in the league, and you're the first team in the playoff, and granted, they say, and here's an NBA lie for you. NBA will say, well, this is a regular season award, and that's a lie. Because think about when the award comes out. If it's a regular season award, it should come out before the playoffs start. But it doesn't, does it? It does not. It comes off around the middle of the first, or during the second round of playoffs, or sometimes in this case, during the finals, during the conference finals. What type of regular season award takes all this, especially with the resources that NBA has? What type of regular season award takes all the way to the conference finals to come out? So that's capped. NBA is capping. They do include the playoffs, and with the playoffs, SGA's team was the first one to get a sweep. SGA's team was the number one team in the Western Conference, and had the best record. Had one of the best records in the NBA. We're done here. And look, you know who you can blame for SGA winning the MVP? The guy who statistically had more going on. Blame Jokic. What did Jokic do against Oklahoma City? What did Jokic do face-to-face against SGA? Yeah, they tied, right? When you tie and your team's not as good, you're in trouble. That's just how the NBA thinks. Now, look, what could happen, Denver, if you want to give the award to Jokic, give your own award. It's honestly kind of stupid to even have conversations about other people giving their awards. NBA going to look. The NBA going to award who they're going to award, and you know what's really sad about it? Nothing's going to be done about it because the NBA, that's their league. Let's keep it $1. How much does the NBA really care about what so-called fans, supporters, and customers think? Boom. Here it is right here. Bar 7. Facts. If Denver would have won the series, I'm pretty sure Jokic would have won the MVP. Thank you very much. Let's go further. Even if Denver had an advantage during the regular season over OKC, they tied 2-2. Right? Team success means something in all-star selection. Team success means something in MVP awards. Team success means something in NBA team awards as far as first and second, third team. Team success means something in defensive player, all this stuff. Guys, this is not 2K. This is not 2K, man. Sorry. What your team does, even if it's a fraud league like the NBA, what your team does is going to affect the individual awards. Your team got to win. Here's an example for you. Before, let's say, if not mistaken, late 80s, early 90s or something. Who was that? Let's say Fat Lever from the Denver Nuggets. We're going way back. We're going 80s, right? Fat Lever is one of the best scorers NBA has ever seen. But guess why he didn't really get picked to be an all-star that often? Nor was he an MVP conversation. Because he played for the Denver Nuggets, and the Denver Nuggets were toilet water. That's why. At the very least, that's the reason / excuse the NBA used. They've been doing this forever is what the point is, man. Your team has to be not just successful, and especially in a close race like this, we talk about layers over here. They have layers. You have two very competitive MVP candidates that in a lot of ways cancel each other out. By the way, this narrative, well, Denver didn't have nobody. Who is Jamal Murray? Who was Michael? Who was Aaron Gordon? Who was Michael Porter Jr.? These are nobodies? Yo. That's a team, man. That's the same team that recently won an NBA championship. Let's not treat the Nuggets championship and deep playoff runs as if it was all Jokic by himself. Jamal, honestly, it was said that if Jamal Murray was healthy during one of those runs, they would have won another title. So Denver has a full team, just like Oklahoma City. Different because the main player for Denver is a center, point center, one of the best we've ever seen. Multiple, and that's another reason why, here you go. You know another reason why SGA won this MVP? Because Jokic got multiple. That's a factor, man. That is a factor. It is politics. Yes, NBA gonna move the goalpost. Plus, here's another nasty lesson for you. NBA is here to promote their league a certain way. They want parity, right? The last individual to win anything for Oklahoma City was who? Oklahoma City represents a mid-market. They have to have some interest there. That's probably why they're also going to give them the NBA title. Let's keep going. 100%. Bar 7. Unless the MVP is unanimous, like a Curry, even I think LeBron. I think LeBron was a unanimous one back in the day. That could be off. Or the Jordan, the Kobe, etc. Right? If it's unanimous, nothing to talk about. But when you have a close race, these are the layers that gets broken down. Now over here, well, Rock, who would you have given the MVP to? Can't get past that Jokic had opportunity. First of all, Giannis, absolutely not. Let's just start with that. No Giannis. No, Mobley or Mitchell, absolutely not. Tatum, So we got them out the way. So let's get to the point, right? Right? All right. Would have gave it to SGA because Jokic did nothing to take it from him. What did Jokic do to take it from him? Jokic had look, in order to win something, you got to defeat your opponent. Your opponent, SGA, all you did was tie him. That's all you did. But they won games. They won the same amount of games. So now you got to go to who took their team far. It's a team sport. Would have gave it to SGA. It most certainly is. Let's show that comment. So bar 7, MVP voted fatigue is yes, because these are human beings. See, in bar 7, a lot of sports analysts, they want to go all numbers, right? But here's the thing. There's infinite amount of numbers that are not considered. Here's a number for you. Team wins is a number 2. Is a number also. SGA has more team wins. He gets credit for that. The same way that when a team loses, they go to the main player and the coach. Well, when a team wins, they should go to the main player and the coach. Yeah. Here's another thing to think about. Not only is MVP for voter fatigue real, but so are politics and business. As nasty as it is, ladies and gentlemen, and this is for those that are basketball people, right? You've either played basketball in the streets and school organized, CYOs, AAUs, high school, college, maybe if you got that far, international, and you appreciate the purity of basketball. You know about the shuttle drills, you know about the figure 8 drills and all that. Guys, NBA is primarily a business. It's not primarily basketball. So things like entertainment value and promoting markets are going to happen. And that's really sad. It's really sad. Look, it's not pleasurable to say this stuff. It'll be nice if we can just say, look, put the best players on the best team and they made the best team win and let it be that. That's not the NBA, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 702 Smooth in the building. 702, what up? Salute. By the way, excellent basketball mind. Coming in right at the right moment, man. Yeah. SGA is the MVP, man. SGA is the MVP. Simple as that, man. SGA is the MVP. This takes nothing away from Jokic. I mean, look, let's not front like this thing about Jokic. How many MVPs does Jokic have? What, 2? He'll be okay. He'll be all right, dog. He got 2. Yo. And listen, want to be very clear. We're not fans of SGA over here. We're not even fans of Jokic over here. We're just keeping it $1. We're giving different perspective of probably what the NBA was breaking down, some things to take a look at, some historical, empirical evidence. And SGA wins it. Now, look, if it was about like fashion choices and if it was about clothes that should have been worn and being masculine, SGA would not win that. SGA, could you please not ever wear a crop top in life, man? All NBA players, stop painting your nails, stop wearing crop tops, please, and stop putting perm in your hair. That is creature activity. We'll say it that way. That's creature activity. All right. Let's read some more comments, and then we're going to go ahead and get the battle rap. Simple as that. Now we're going to do one thing on baseball. All right. Bar 7. Right, Blunt. And it was Caruso to do that, too. That's what makes it worse. Not Hartenstein, Holmgren, Caruso, yeah. Caruso playing defense. It's the same thing as like Zach LaVine playing defense. It's crazy. Salute to Caruso, though. This is the right moment to do it. I mean, Caruso won a ring. Play like it. This is what happens when guys are going for NBA titles. You have players that are doing things they haven't done before. Salute to Caruso. But Caruso, listen, if Caruso ever has a stretch of defense like this again, then we're going to do a drug test on Caruso. Blunt mentions. Rod trying to say I was trolling because Caruso. Yeah. No. Blunt is quoted as saying, since Blunt is trolling right now, Blunt was quoted as saying that Caruso is a great defensive player and he's the mitten to Gary Payton's glove. That's trolling. That's cap. We're not gonna do that blasphemy here. All right, let's go to baseball real quick, because baseball's being played also. All right, and for those that missed our breakdown of the NBA, of the Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, hit rewind, catch back up, all that good stuff. Baseball. Very quick, super quick. It's early. Yes, of course, representing Detroit. Salute to the Tigers doing their thing. We're just going to go right to standings. We're not going to take all night with this. All right. Currently in the standings right now. Yeah. Even after we're going to do American League first. We're just going to do the top teams in the American League. Simple as that. So for those in New York, your Stankies, your Yankees have a 615. They lead your division, right? 615 for winning percentage, 32-20. That's fantastic. That's really good. One thing, Yankees, you may better watch. Your division may not be that tough though. Boston and Toronto look like frauds. And Baltimore, what is this? Baltimore was supposed to be taking a step to challenge the Yankees for the division, and they're not. So your division might be easily yours, but that might hurt you in the playoffs. But no, respect to the Yankees, 615 winning percentage, 32-20 win-loss. All right. We're going to save the Central Division for last. Seattle, complete. Now, this might end up staying as a tight race between Seattle and Houston. Texas was going to have something little to say. Angels are improved, but Mike Trout is down. So Angels and Athletics may be disappearing soon unless they do a trade of some sort. But Seattle 558, that's crazy for them. They were not supposed to be here. This is supposed to be Houston's division. But right now, and we're talking about 52 games played. Remember, there's 162 games to play. So there's 110 more games to play, man. So this is early. That's why we're keeping the conversation fast. Seattle is leading the division over Houston, 558, 528. And, of course, your team that's leading the entire American League is, of course, the Detroit Tigers. And this is even after losing 3 out of 4 to Cleveland. Still at 630, still with 34 wins and 20 losses. Now, here's the problem with the Tigers. Tigers, Mr. Ilitch, Chris Ilitch, Scott, you're going to have to trade to get a bat, man. Your offense is in the top 5 of runs scored per game. That's cool. You got to get another bat, man. You got to get another bat. And honestly, you got to do something with this bullpen. It's a rivalry series. So this is a close race. And look, Cleveland has just as many. Cleveland's a tough look. They're not the greatest team, but Cleveland and Minnesota have the same record as Seattle. This is the best. This is the best division in the American League, and it might be the best division in baseball. But we're going to go to the National League to check that out. So yeah, the Tigers still, after losing 3. This is how far ahead of the Tigers. This is how far ahead the Tigers are. All right, they have lost 3 out of 4 games to Cleveland instead of a 630 winning percentage, and they still have the most wins, 34 wins versus 32 and 29. Let's go to the National League very quickly. Very quickly. All right. The Phillies. Hold up. Phillies said, hold on, Tigers. Hold on, Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Phillies have the best record in Major League Baseball. 34-19 versus 34-20. 642 winning percentage. But this NL East is not good. The Mets are in there. The Mets are a problem. Atlanta, Washington, Miami, whatever. Now look, and we know how Atlanta play around, so anything could happen there. Mets, Soto, although the Mets already want to get rid of Soto, which is crazy, and they have a 604 winning percentage. All right. But so this division, but Phillies have stepped up. They've stepped up over, they stepped up over the Dodgers. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen. And of course, the Tigers do play the San Francisco Giants. That's family. They play the Giants coming up. That's going to be another tough series. We'll see. So in the National League and for all of Major League Baseball, the Phillies have the best record, 34-19. Still think we were the first. No, they were the first one to 34. Okay. So we got to see who's going to be the first one to 40s. So Philly is here. They lead the NL East. The Cubs lead the NL Central. And in the West, the Dodgers lead the West. But what's the toughest division? It's like the West. Yeah, it's okay. So in the National League, it's definitely the National League West. In the American League, just for toughest division. Oh, yeah. In America, yeah. So the toughest division in baseball is definitely the AL Central because you got 4 teams that are all above 500 versus in the National League. In the East, you got 2. In the Central, you got 2. Yeah. And because Arizona dropped, in the West, you got 3. Yeah. So the toughest division. So the Tigers are the best team in the American League, leading the toughest division by 4 games. So that's where it stands right now. Keep watching. Have no idea who's leading MVP awards or anything like that. It's way too early to tell. We'll have to get to that later. All right, let's check the chat and then go battle rap. Yeah, right. Let's go to here. All right, we got Blunt. Patrick Beverly used to do the same to Durant and LeBron. What, bugged them like a little flea? Yawn. Next. Okay, so Bar 7's laughing. Good to see that. Salute to Bar 7. Be sure to subscribe to Bar 7 on YouTube. Blunt. Caruso is the mitten. Caruso is a busted oven mitten. Stop this, man. The mitten. All this trolling. To be very clear, Bar 7. Queens is fine. Salute to Queens, salute to Brooklyn, right? It's the New York teams can't stand them. None of them. Maybe the Mets are the most tolerable. The Mets are the most tolerable. But take that back. The New York Giants play in New Jersey, so they don't count. But the Jets, horrible. Rangers suck. Islanders, trash. The Stankies are the Stankies. The Lose York Knicks are the Lose York Knicks. No. But however, when we're talking like statistically and analytically, we're still gonna give them the due. We can't stand them. Hope they all lose. Yes, let's be very clear. Especially the Stankies. The Stankies are the most overrated baseball franchise ever, and here's why. They talk about their 20-odd World Series championships. 13 to 14 of them happened before the good players even came in the league. Then they talk about their overrated, man. We ain't gonna get into it. The Stankies are overrated. Oh, Bar 7's a Mets fan. Okay, I'm a Mets fan. We just beat. Okay. See, I thought that was Philly. Salute to that. So the Mets just beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3. That's an important series because the Mets might be seeing the Dodgers in the playoffs. That's an important series. Honestly, ready for this, Bar 7? Really hope that I would rather have the Mets. Can't stand the Dodgers. Never like the Dodgers. Never like the Dodgers. No. But again, just the way Rock Sports Sunday goes, it's going to be a mixture of advocacy, quote unquote fandom, and of course, analytical and data breakdown. So when we do data breakdown, we're going to be straight up about it. And honestly, for those that watch the show, we basically criticize our own teams way more harshly than we criticize the enemy teams. We just have fun. We just have fun like that. But the Mets beating the Dodgers 2 out of 3. That sent a message to the Dodgers. The Dodgers got to step up. The Mets are a problem. To be honest with you, don't forget that we've been kind of getting the Mets out of here. So we'll be seeing, and we as far as the Tigers. Let's see what the Mets and the Tigers do in their series. That could be a World Series matchup. Just being honest, it could be a World Series matchup. What we got? That's Cap. Hey, Blunt, we won something last season. We won the wild card series last season. Yeah, and we're better this season. Chill. Actually, that'll be the Lions. Bar 7 said the Tigers are the Cavs of the major league. Nah, that'd be the Lions. Think about the Cavs. They had this great record, and then they lost early. So did the Lions. The Lions had the best record in the NFL, right? And lost. So that'd be the Cavs. That'd be the Tigers. The Lions that's the Cavs of the Major League Baseball, not the Tigers. Bar 7, thank you. No Mets slander. Nah, Mets are more tolerable. Hey, Bar 7, but you being a Mets fan, real quick, do y'all want to get rid of Juan Soto already? Juan Soto? I hope not, man. Hey, we'll take him. Look, if you want to trade with the Tigers, we'll take Juan Soto. We'll let you have We'll let you have Jack Flaherty and some prospects if you want to do that. And where we're getting this from, Barson, we're getting this from like a lot of Mets like news outlets. That some of those fans over there, they got mad at Juan Soto because he had a bad game. I hope that's not accurate. Now that's cap. Come on, how's the best team in the American League? That, please. Okay, we got Great the Great in the building. Yes, we do. Yep. Salute the Great, your front runner for 2025 virtual battle rap champion. And battle rap is definitely still, virtual battle rap and battle rap we do is still alive. Oh boy, here we go. Last season, have you seen the record this season? Take a look at the season. Okay, that's what we want right there. So Barson, I heard talk, but then that would be crazy, man. But then this is the reason why we don't really get too involved with fans like that. We get involved with individuals that are sports analysts and individuals that advocate for their team from an intelligent point of view. But see, fans do this knee-jerk seesaw stuff. You know how fans do, right? Team has a good case in point. Today, Tarek Skubal has a complete game shutout of the Cleveland Guardians, right? Now they're just talking, oh, no matter what, pay him whatever you want to. Sign him to a $5 billion contract. Then what's going to happen? The same ones talking that. The second Tarek Skubal have a bad game. Oh, be sure not to sign him. Get rid of him. He's a bum. That's what they do. Blunt mentions, I just really watch baseball when I want to get sleep. Honestly, Blunt, not mad at that. Not mad at that. This is too early. We haven't even played it. We haven't even played half the season. We haven't even played 70 games yet, as far as baseball goes, right? So no. That's why we just keep moving. So Blunt mentions facts. Oh no, 702 mentions facts. Yeah, baseball, unless you got a rooting interest, and gonna be honest, even though they did some things to speed up baseball, unless individuals got a rooting interest in baseball, it still has a lot to be desired. Like imagine watching like the Miami Marlins play the Toronto Blue Jays. We all falling asleep to that. Respectfully. Maybe even disrespectfully. Because those teams don't, the Blue Jays, the Blue Jays got some players, but that don't really move the meter. Real quick. Blunt, I really didn't watch the regular season of NBA this year because the regular season of the NBA was not very good anyway. Look, we talking about baseball being boring. You better check the NBA. Outside of a rooting interest. So salute to those that rock with the Celtics and they rock with the Lose York Knicks and they rock with the Wacers and the Pistons, whatever. Those are rooting interests, Also, we still got weird individuals that like the Lakers for some reason. But salute to that. That's your choice, no problem. But try watching some basketball where there's no rooting interest. Like try watching Utah versus Orlando. Good night. Have a good sleep. The NBA is a trash league. Just being honest with you. And we know why. And this is not putting basketball is a beautiful sport. This is not putting down basketball. This is putting down NBA. It's two differences. We got a couple comments. We're gonna go ahead and share some things about Battle Rap. Yeah, that game will be a snooze fest. Hey, bar 7, no lie. For the sake of like an analysis, just to get some do some scouting of some players. Try to watch Utah play anybody this season. My man, it was a wrap. It was one. The turnovers, the bad basketball decisions, the type of shots being taken, the lack. It's too much. It was just bad. Blunt mentions the Wacers. The Wacers are a lot of. Blunt. A lot of these names that we call teams, we've been calling them over here. There's actually another name we have for the Pacers, but we can't say it here because of YouTube guidelines. We'll talk offline. Yeah, we used to call them a lot of stuff. The only team we didn't really have a name for. All the rival teams we had a name for. Obviously, we had a name for the Chicago Bulls. Chicago. Come on. Yeah, and look, Chicago's trash now. And who else is trash now that was a rival? Oh, Atlanta. Atlanta's main player is Trae Young. We're done here, dog. We're done here. Yeah, Greg mentions real quick, and after this, we're going to go right to Battle Rap. Utah versus Orlando is the sleeper, right? Now, hey, Greg, that's a nice version of what we would call them. Just think about this. What do Bulls do? What do Bulls do on a field, right? They go for red. They go for red. They basically attack red flags, right? What else is red that gets attacked? We'll leave it at that. That's what we used to call the Bulls. We can't really say it here because of the whole platform. We'll talk offline. All right, battle rap. Battle rap. We're going to our YouTube page now. All right. Oh, good, man. Hey, man, we're cruising. It's only 1 a.m. We're cruising. All right. That's what we're talking about. You got to change this title soon. All right, cool. So we're just going to review the criteria. We're going to talk about upcoming battles and keep it simple. Some things to look for. We're definitely going to drop the code on this one. We got to change this title. Man, what the heck? Let's do that very quickly. And by the way, if you feel so inclined, you're more than welcome to subscribe to the page, click the bell notification, hit the like button, share the channel, all that good stuff. You know what it is. What is we talking about? Be sure to subscribe to Unscripted Logic with Pablo Picasso, Social Assassin. Social has a battle versus A-Fan. Maze is battling Rio. Greg is going to be battling John, and also Greg got a bunch of battles. We have a lot. Abysmal versus John coming. We got a lot of battles to talk about. Battle rap breakdown. More criteria. That's what it's called. There we go. All right, cool. Let's do this real quick. We're going to share the screen and then drop the code. Whoever would like to come up is more than welcome to come up. And look, for those that come up, it doesn't have to just be battle rap. If you got something to say about sports, no problem. No doubt. No doubt. That's what this night is for. All right. We should be there. We're good. We're good. Ah, beautiful. But the right the name you call my hey, but that's just one of the names though, Blunt. That's just one of the names. Salute to Green Gay. The Green Gay Fudge Packers. Got a million of them. Trying to say, got a million of them. Oh man! And look, we got very close. We're good. Okay, now we have to view that. All right, cool. Yeah, we got very close family members that actually rock with the green people. Yeah, we dogged them too. Yeah, sorry. We not like them. We not like the green and yellow. All right. So with everybody on Facebook, real quick. Everybody on Facebook, let's give a shout out that way. Yep. Jamal, what up? Mac Justice Entertainment, what up? The Pregame Prince, the Pregame Pimp, what up on Facebook? Because that's fake book. And look, Zuck sucks and Meta ain't better, and you know why. What you're currently watching now, this is the Rock Files community post page. We're going to that right now. We're just going to review some criteria, and we're also going to talk battle rap. Very simple. All right, so that's the new criteria we have up there. Cool. Oh, we did the diss track. Yeah, we did the diss tracks on. Okay, so that's final data. We're going to do that Wednesday. All righty. Oh, we have a comment. All right, we have a comment. This is the criteria we have. Okay. Oh, we see you, Maze. We see you, Maze. All right. Salute to Maze. J Prophet. Be sure to subscribe to J Prophet. Prophet, aka Witty. Salute. So this is the criteria. We're just going to read through it very quickly. We did do this Wednesday. We're doing it because we got other criteria. All right. This is for, as you can see, virtual battle rappers. This is for the Rock rankings. This is not for the 2025 virtual battle rap awards, right? This is for the Rock rankings. All right. This way, when those lists come out, you'll see exactly what the thought process between those lists are, right? So this is for virtual battle rappers. Pretty simple, right? This is all the criteria that it takes, and that will determine someone's ranking on the Rock rankings. And the first Rock rankings will be dropping June 16th. June 16th will be the first Rock rankings drop. First, of course, is win-loss record, self-explanatory. Win-loss record. How many did you win? How many did you lose? Quality of battle cards. That means the battle cards that you had these battles on, who else was on them, what league, and all that good stuff. And right here, quality of battle rap league appearances. There we go. Quality of battle rap league appearances. That's not just the quality of the battle rap league. That's also quality of your appearance on that league. You know, how well did you do? Which goes right to quality of opponents. Who did you battle against, for example? So again, if someone battled against Grandma Millie and John the Butcher, and someone else battled against OG Capri, or they battled against Viral Money, or they battled against HB2N, they have a tougher schedule. The quality of opponent is basically the degree, is going to determine the degree of schedule. Quality of rounds, that's where we get into performance. That's where we get into the choking. That's where we get into how smooth the rounds were, moments, and all that. Quality of bars and lyrics are different than quality of rounds, although the bars and lyrics are a part of the round. Bars and lyrics are just by themselves what was said, room shakers, room breakers, all that good stuff. That's what that is. Quality of performances, is very similar to quality of rounds, but the performance is the individual. It's the individual thing. All right. Consistency of appearances, very important. Consistency of appearance. That means, okay, if there was a card every month, how often did we see you on these cards? It's like a 2024, even 2023 represented a moment to where some people would battle early in the season, one bad battle for months, and then try to battle at the end of it, while other battlers were battling consistently, battle. They had more consistency. They had a chance to be higher ranked, at least on that category. Promotional impact. Did people hear about this battle? Was there awareness of this battle? What was the after? How popular was the battle, which goes right there. Promotional impact also could be in trailers. Also, promotional impact is going into the battle. Who really cared about the matchup? That's what promotional impact is. Popularity is more than views. It's way more than views. Way more than views. Popularity is also who else was talking about it. For example, something could have maybe 14 views on one channel, but then on other channels, let's say 14 views on one channel, but let's say there's 100 other channels talking about that battle. That's popularity. That's one example. Consistency of submissions. Submissions are the votes, right? So that means if through panel discussions, chat discussions, and all this, we're getting certain battlers keep on getting mentioned, that will go into someone's rankings. Consistency of post votes. See, that's the post vote. It speaks for itself. How often, when your name comes up, does it drive up the number of actual votes involved, right? Consistency of video short votes. Don't forget the video short category is a new thing. We were checking that also. All right. Basically, how often, when your name comes up on the video short, are there some votes there? This is very simple. Don't even have to explain it. It's the amount of battle rap card awards, performer of the night, battle of the night, body of the night, also amount of battle rap dominating wins and bodies. Someone could not have a body of the night, but still have bodies. Bodies will definitely affect the ranking. So that is the criteria for virtual battle rappers, right? All right, cool. Now let's move on to the two new categories here for criteria. All right, and let's drop the code. Oh, Bar 7, we got plenty of names, man. We got plenty of names for our rival teams. Plenty. Let's drop the code, though. Where's the code? There the code. And here comes the code. Drop the code. Drop the code. Ladies and gentlemen, the code is now dropped in the chat. You're more than welcome to come on through and discuss either anything that you've heard in sports or, of course, this Criterion Battle Rap. And also, if you want to talk about, look, based off what this criteria, this is who I think should do whatever. More, and yes, more criteria is coming. Way more criteria is coming. Way more. Hold on a minute. Let's go here. Perfect. Sports. All right. So yes, the code is now pinned. You're more than welcome to come up and all this good stuff. And look, it's not a necessity. Don't wish to come up, no problem, because we can break down this criteria. All right. The next criteria is for virtual battle rookies. Virtual battle rookies of 2025. We are ranking them now. Now, this criteria is going to be very similar to the virtual battle rappers, but there's going to be some differences here. All right. As you see, 5 Rock Rankings virtual battle rookie. Okay, virtual battle rookie criteria. Now, first and foremost, as you see, the battle debut beginning January 2025. That's number one. You are not a rookie if you battled before January 2025, especially on the major card. Your battle debut, virtual battle debut. And the reason why we didn't put virtual battle here is because obviously this list is for virtual battle rookie. So your virtual battle debut debut is number one, beginning January 2025. And yes, similar to the virtual battle rapper category, win-loss record, quality of battle cards, quality of battle rap league opponents. Yes, quality of battle rap league appearances. All right. quality of opponents, quality of rounds, bars and lyrics, performance, battle rap improvement. If you're a rookie, if you're a rookie and you're just starting, we want to see. Okay, we got our first guest. Current front runner for 2025 virtual battle rap champion, Greg the Great's in the building.
What's happening? Salute, Rock. Salute, chat.
Much
I'm just here to, you know what I mean, get a better understanding. That's all. I mean, I understand for the most part, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But like, you know, the little discussion we had in the earlier live.
Absolutely. And that's why probably for all the way up until we do our first rankings, every one of our shows is going to include more explanation of this. That's why we don't mind repeating these criteria. Because
Right.
As you see, it's very involved. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot of different ways this can go. Now, we're going to jump to something. What's this? Hold on. 702 Smooth real quick. Hold on. 702 Smooth mentions. What a surprise. And let me guess, I'm following you again.
Yes, this is number 3. Yep. What a surprise. Anytime they talk about battle rap, yeah, guess what you're gonna find? Guess where you're gonna find me? Ooh.
Right. And by the way, Greg, and there's something you should take a look at. We are going to have a panelist category and a promoter category too. Just like we did for 2024. We're going to be listing that criteria a little bit later, maybe end of this week. So stay tuned for that. Let's see. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's get this out of here. Really, 702 Smooth? Had no idea that you were Captain Petty. No idea. Nando's in the building. Nando, at this point, Blunt might as well give Great. There go Nando's trolling. Blunt. I mean, Nando. No, sorry, Blunt. Nando's trying to give your job away. But nah. Okay. So real quick, on neither criteria, we didn't list as far as how in-person battles count. But
Right.
Look, so we're gonna get to that right now. In-person battles that actually would go to quality of performances in a lot of ways. Now,
Okay.
let's break it all the way down. And the reason why we didn't have that separate is because it's a category more than a criteria. See what I'm saying? It's a similar thing to where if there's an impromptu battle that goes off, right? That impromptu battle would have shared criteria. Outside battle would have shared criteria. So let's go here. The first thing about outside battle, if you're primarily an outside battler and you're not doing anything virtually, then we don't care about your battle like that. Let's just get that out the way. This is to be very clear. So for the Hitman Hollers and for the JCs and all that, y'all better find a Cody. Y'all better find a Cody and a J Black. Don't care. This is for those that this is very important. For those that primarily battle in virtual battle rap.
Okay.
Again, this is for those that primarily battle. And when we say primarily, let's break that down. That means it's fine if you battle outside. Let's go here. If we go to the rookie, right? Quality of battle rap. Right here, quality of battle rap league. What does it say? Appearances, right? Okay. That means if you're primarily a virtual battle rap talent, you should have been on some battle rap league cards. Quality of battle rap league appearances, along with quality of battle cards. You should have been on that. So that means if someone got 9 outside battles and been on one virtual card, and then in turn is putting down virtual battle rap, they're not a virtual battle rapper. Not like that. They just did something to do something. So think about your Danny Myers. It is not saying this is not saying Danny Myers put down virtual battle rap, although in kind of sort of way he kind of does here and there. But let's say this: Danny Myers is only going to be a special feature on a virtual battle rap card. He primarily is an outside battle rapper. Now QP, Quantum Physics, that is a very unique case because he can appear on many cards. It will depend on what that schedule looked like and what his main focus is for that season. Now, would he ever be a rookie? Of course, he's not a rookie. The guy been around for almost 2 decades, if not more. Now, so let's go to something more close to home. Let's say there's a Clip Corleone. Clip Corleone, and we're using this hypothetically, salute to Clip. If Clip Corleone in the season of 2000, and this is another thing, this applies to the season of 2025. Do not come here talking about, yeah, but so-and-so may not have battled at all in 2025 virtually, but back in 1914, they were battling virtually and had 97 battles. Do not care. What did they do in their battles for 2025? 2025, this calendar season. Now, so that's the negative. Here's the positive. Let's say there's a virtual battle rapper that has been on 60 to 70% of the virtual battle rap cards, but they also have been outside battling, right? Okay, that becomes a special category feature, and that becomes considered in that special category. Now, another question that was asked was, does that count for less or does that count for more? The reason why we keep saying it counts differently is because it's going to be tabulated in that category. That's why. So it counts differently for that. Let's read some comments. We got comments. So we got 702 Smooth. I was saying if you're a virtual battle rapper, you somehow make a way to battle in person on a virtual card, that should count more than the virtual battle itself. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. See, one thing about a 702 Smooth, outside battle rap is not over virtual battle rap like that. It's just different. Like, let's be honest. And this is not for you, 702 Smooth, because it's completely, because we've had discussions before. We're good. We're good. But there is a kind of overall temperature that places outside battle rap as if it's of a more higher quality of battle rap than virtual. To be completely honest with you, can't tell. Can't tell. Because a lot of these outside battle rappers, outside battle rap matches, especially with URL, what they drop, the trash they drop, has been trash. Now, there has been also trash virtual battle rap. The point is, they're both kind of on the same. It's just in different environments with different circumstances. Kind of like a 2-on-2 or versus a 1 versus 1. Kind of like an audio battle in person versus a, a cappella battle in person. So the virtual battle, now wait, let's also go here, 702 Smooth, just to be very clear. That depends also on the quality of the battle. Let's say you have a very incredible outside battle between virtual battle rappers, and you have a very trash battle on virtual between similar virtual battle rappers. Now, that's where that outside battle might count more than that virtual battle, if it's between virtual battle rappers. That's where we're cut, because that goes back to quality of performance. See that? That goes right here.
So say for instance, right? I have Rio coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What is Rio more considered a virtual or more considered an outside person?
Since Rio is still an in-game virtual battle rapper, he will be considered more of a virtual battle. Let's be honest. Here's why Rio will be considered more of a virtual battle rapper. And this is no shade on Rio. This is with all due respect. But the majority of his star power, claim to notoriety, and skill set is most notable in virtual battle rap versus outside battle rap.
Okay.
So that's how that would go.
All right. So say he and I battle, right?
Yes.
Outside.
Okay.
Hypothetically speaking. Under which criteria would that be scored under?
Awesome question. A,
yes.
That will go right to quality of opponents. B, that depending on what battle rap card that was and the circumstances, that will go right to quality of battle card. As far as it relates to the battle rap opponents, that will still go under quality of performance. And yeah, so that would be the 3. Performance, of
Okay.
course, rounds, bars, and lyrics goes with every battle rap. So we're not going to mention that. That goes with everything. But performance,
Right.
battle card, opponents, and league. That's where it will go. 100%.
Okay. Okay.
So 702
I just
Smooth.
wanted to know because that is, that's obviously a possibility before
Yes.
2025 is over. So I wanted to know exactly if that would help towards the run or if it would just kind of,
That will
be
help towards the run. Let's be very clear. Over here, with this criteria, that would help towards the run. You know what? Let's reverse it if we may, right?
okay.
If QP, when QP battled Stizzy Davis virtually, Stizzy Davis is a virtual battle rapper. QP is also a very legendary outside battle rapper, right? But they battled virtually. That did go toward the ranking for Stizzy Davis and for QP.
Okay.
Virtually, yes. So that's kind of the inverse of what you're talking, of what you asked. Yes.
Okay.
And real quick, just to answer 702 Smooth's question, in game to who? 702 Smooth, there is a consensus, my brother. And salute, there's a consensus that still says Rio is the Mook of virtual battle rap, and Innovate is the Lux of virtual battle rap. Now look, just because they've lost a lot recently. All right. Don't forget that Mook and Lux lost a lot also, but they're still considered in games just because they lost. And you know what it is, 702 Smooth. Innovate and Rio will probably consistently be considered that because they were here near the beginning, they have longevity, and they do have tremendous amount of moments and contributions to virtual battle rap. That's why. Now, this is where we have to be careful of the definition of in game. Does in game mean the best? No,
Absolutely not.
It does. Think about a video game. For us gamers, and gamers has been doing gaming forever, especially in fighting games, often the toughest opponent was 2 or 3 rounds before the last guy. Like Mortal Kombat. I don't know about nobody else. Goro was a problem, but he wasn't the last guy. The last guy was Shang Tsung. Could beat the crap out of Shang Tsung, depending. That's just an analogy. Right? So the point is, the better, or how about this? The more skilled battle rapper may be someone else. It still doesn't mean that they're in game until they have established themselves to be that. In game does not mean the best. In game does not mean the best. Notice that's why we have a championship category for that. So for instance, like last season, Pyro is a champion. Clip Corleone's a champion. Clip Corleone is a champion with VBL Cartel and all that good stuff. So actually, with Adept HNIC before it became, VBL Cartel, Adept HNIC, their champion is Clip Corleone. The virtual battle rap champion was Pyro. Now, is Clip or Pyro in game? Not yet, because of obviously longevity and contributions. Now, there's an argument to be said for both of them. Maybe they should be considered in game. It could be said. There's an argument. We could have a discussion about it.
Right, but okay, so suppose, right, in lieu of that, suppose for the Pyro situation, right?
Right.
Suppose he retires from virtual completely, but is also considered in game. Would his retirement then cancel out his in-game title or status?
Only if he never comes back to battle again, or you know what it's like? Now that's the difference between here you go, right here. That's the difference between in-game and Hall of Fame. So like this. On Mount Rushmore, on the Babylonic United States American Mount Rushmore, they got their four people, right? Now all of them dead. They dead. They're no longer. But they would be considered Hall of Fame United States iconic figures.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Bar 7 says, we just want to read this comment real quick to finish the point. Bar 7, true, and Shang Tsung is better than Shao Kahn, so your analogy, boom, you got it. That's at bar 7. That's exactly what the analogy is. You know, and there's other examples too, like Soul Calibur. Okay, my bad, tripping. Anyway, point being, yeah, that gaming man,
Salute to Soul Calibur, man.
Soul Calibur is the best
I
fighting.
feel like it's one of those that gets swept under the rug
Dude,
so much.
man, if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Right.
But when it comes to end game, and this is very important, end game is not the same as champion. End game is not the same as Hall of Fame. End game is basically before you can say you've done it all in something. So battle virtual battle rap. Before you say you can battle, before you say you battled everybody in virtual battle rap that meant something, these are the guys you got to battle. So yes, so it's a good idea to battle Rio before you say, look, I've done it all in virtual battle rap. It's a good idea to battle Innovate before you say I did it all in virtual battle rap. Now, honestly, let Pablo already battled Rio. If Pablo's to battle Innovate and do well, Pablo could be. You can have multiple end games. See what I'm saying? So like, here's a great example. Had Loso, BX, and Y kept going and battling and established that, then Loso had to be one of them ones. Now look, can hear it now. The difference between a gatekeeper and an end game is that a gatekeeper is someone you gotta go through to say that you belong. An end game is someone you gotta battle to say that you've done it all. Let's repeat that, please. And we have to type this up and put it on the post.
That's fire.
Gatekeeper is who you have to go through to say, yes, you're seriously a virtual battler or a battle rapper. So, like, obviously, an outside battle rap, they would consider Shotgun Suge, maybe a Chilla Jones. What the heck is wrong with my speech? Chilla Jones.
Chilla Zones is crazy.
Chilla Zones. Why are you playing? Hey, if somebody used that in a bar, credit the Rock Files. Anyway, but a Chilla Jones, maybe even a Danger Zone, possibly. A Shotgun Suge, let's get one more. Nah, not Head Ice. One more Gatekeeper. Oh, a Real Deal. Yeah. Those guys like that, those are guys to say, okay, you saying you're one of them ones, you saying you belong in the major leagues of battle rap. These are the type of guys you got to battle. And if you can battle with these guys, then you definitely are a serious professional battle rapper, or you're a star in battle rap, right? That's the gatekeeper. And in virtual battle rap, Rapper or Stone, maybe a Jackpot. Want to get one more? Trade Up. Maybe these three guys would be considered. Oh, you're saying that you're not taking virtual battle rap for a joke. You're saying that you really are one of them ones for virtual battle rap. That you got to battle these three guys. And another guy. These are not the only three guys, but other three guys like them and say you belong. Maybe Abysmal would be a gatekeeper. Guys like that. Like if you really belong in virtual battle rap, battling these looks, and to even get paid to virtually battle rap, these are guys you got to see to say you belong. Those are gatekeepers. Okay, so Bar 7 just mentioned Rapper Stone would be a gatekeeper. Okay, there you go. So we have an agreement on that. Salute to that. Let's get to Endgame. The reason why, now keep in mind, Rum Nitty battles Loaded Lux. Good, awesome battle. There's a consensus that says Rum Nitty won, but the majority of the consensus says Loaded Lux won, right? But by Rum Nitty battling Loaded Lux, Rum Nitty can now say, I've done it all. I've done it all in battle rap. He can say that. He battled freaking Loaded Lux. Averb, even though Averb would now be kind of an end game in a lot of ways, depending, especially for the Midwest.
Depending on who you asking.
Depending on who you asking. Well, not so much for the Midwest. Overall end game would be depending on what you asking, but for the Midwest, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Averb is an end game for Midwest. You know what's funny? For Midwest, Big T is still considered an end game in Chicago and for Midwest. And
I don't even understand that shit.
That's
okay.
insane, but it's mostly about history. And see, that's why we're having this conversation to break down end game gatekeeper Hall of Fame. So for end game, before someone can say they're done with battle rap, like Geechee Gotti can now say, I'm done with battle rap. He can say that. Why? I battled Mook, I battled Lux, I battled JC, I battled Twerk. Now, we're going to remove JC and Twerk away because we're talking about end game, right? Had Geechee Gotti never battled Lux and Mook, then the consensus would say, yeah, you won those champion, you won them awards from Jay Black and all that. You got the money and all that, but you never battled Lux or Mook. But now that he has, Geechee Gotti can say, and this is, look, ready? There's a couple criteria for this. This is as long as you didn't get washed, and especially if you beat them. That's the two kind of things to consider. If someone beat the guys that are considered, you must do this to finish the game. Finish the game, end game. There you go. Those are in-game battlers. Bar 7, okay, Gullah JB would be a gatekeeper. That's okay. Can see that. Gullah JB virtually. Okay, so Bar 7 has, and these are good submissions. These are submissions. Rapper Stone, gatekeeper. Gullah JB, gatekeeper. Okay.
Question.
Go ahead.
Could somebody be a gatekeeper and in-game in the same token?
That would be difficult, although it's possible. So let's do this. Nah, that'd be very difficult because usually, the thing, the gatekeeper happens usually early in someone's career, though. Earlier in someone's career. You know what I'm saying? So because it happens early, that means that, wow, someone could just have one battle the gatekeeper, and be done with battle rap? I don't know about that. That'd be very difficult. At least using this type of thinking. That'd be very difficult.
Right.
So, okay, so Nando says, I'm sorry, types, excuse me. Clip beat both Innovate and Rio. Well, Clip definitely got Rio. Clip. Okay, now wait. So Nando, this is actually a very good point. Salute to Nando. That would mean Clip, and honestly, without saying too much, Clip could have been said he's done everything in virtual battle rap, even without innovating Rio to a degree. Clip, think about all that Clip did, man, for virtual battle rap. Clip may have to be an in-game guy. If we really break down Clip Corleone's career and contributions to virtual battle, how about this? If he's not one now, he would have to be one soon. So that goes with that. What we got? Bar 7 that says nah. Okay, we got a nah on that. That's for Clip. Okay, all right. Oh no, this is not to saying the in-game. Yeah, and actually Bar 7 is kind of echoing the point. Gatekeeper happens earlier in someone's career versus in-game. So that's why it would be difficult to have that. Now, wait, here's how it could happen. Let's say the gatekeeper, they elevate their stock, right? So let's do Shotgun Suge. Shotgun Suge right now is the gatekeeper. Let's say Shotgun Suge was on a way to where he was on a crazy streak getting people out of here. I mean, out of here. So if Shotgun Suge did that, and let's say Shotgun Suge himself battled Loaded Lux, battled Murder Mook, and either did well or beat both of them, then he would be an end game. So that means someone in the same season could have saw Suge as a gatekeeper, right? And while Suge is elevating, that's why I say it's very difficult. A lot of things have to come together. While Suge is elevating, getting people out of here, and while this battle that already saw them as a gatekeeper, they're elevating, getting out of here. Let's say right after Suge gets Loaded Lux and Mook out of here. And for those that say, man, that's impossible, that couldn't happen. You better take a look at the Suge that was on that winning streak. You better take a look at the Suge. You better take a look. The Suge that battled Av, that Suge that battled Av could get Murder Mook out of here. Okay, what you say? Just something to think about. Let's move on. So if that Suge elevated himself, pause. If that Suge progressed to be an in-gamer, and then the person that battled Suge as a gatekeeper elevate themselves to be in a running for in-game, that means that person will now have to battle Murder Mook, Lux, and then Suge again, maybe, to say that they've earned their spot to say, I've done all I could do in battle rap. That's what it would take for someone to be an in-game and a gatekeeper. That's one example.
Heard you.
Oh, wait. Nando, real quick. Clip went against Pablo without knowing. Pablo, wasn't that Pablo's first battle? Yeah, that was Pablo. Well, no, De Niro came after. Yeah, that was Pablo's first virtual battle here, Nando. So that what's scary about that And that's why Pablo is on his way to being Pablo, Greg, still Loso, depending on what he wants to do. Rapper, depending on what he wants to do. Clip, definitely depending on what he wants to do. Guys like that, if they keep going, they will be in-game guys. QP is another. I don't know why whenever a brother mentions whenever this channel mentions QP, here we come with the BS. QP's not virtual. The guy got 9 battles. He got 9 battles against in-game people. Hello? Yeah, but QP.
Hello?
Anyone here? Hello? Come on. And ready for this? This is going to be crazy. Yeah, look. Rock Files, about to go insane. QP got a battle Loaded Lux. And don't think that QP can't get Loaded Lux out of here. And if QP does that, you know what QP is? He will be the first. He will be the first to be an in-game in 2 different sections of battle rap. That's not been done. Loaded Lux is not an in-game battle rapper in virtual. And it doesn't matter what people think of virtual. Well, that's virtual. It's not outside battle rap. You know, outside. But yeah.
Yeah, you know, outside.
Ooh. Outside. Outside is so perfect and majestic. You just gotta, man, please. And look, it's not saying that virtual is perfect. It's saying that they both are the same, yet they're both are the same, but just different variations. They are. We've had individuals for virtual say, man, virtual is more tough because there's no audience interaction, and you really got to say them bars. Others have said outside is tough because you got someone barking in your face, and you have the crowd and other elements to distract you. What we doing? What we got? Okay, Bart said just laugh on cool. But yeah, so if QP battles Loaded Lux and QP can get Lux out, look, take a look at QP battling JC. Arguably, QP beat JC in that cage match. Arguably, it's a very debatable battle. So it's something really to say that if QP battles Lux and get him out of here, QP could become an in-game battle rapper in battle rap and in virtual. It's arguably actually not even arguably. QP is already an in-game. Come on, man. Look, here's another sign of an in-game battle rapper since we're talking about it. When you put their name on a card, does it have that feel? Does it feel like, wow, if they beat them, they've done it? When Greg eviscerated Innovate, why is there so much narrative to hide that? Because individuals don't want Innovate to not have the light shine down upon him of not being in-game. Because what Greg did was say, your in-game battle rapper don't have an in-game skill. That's what Greg did. You know? Okay, here we go. Great question from Bar 7. Would he be on Mount Rushmore battle rap if he becomes an in-game for both? Yes. Ready for this? Okay. And this is going to be crazy. And this channel's probably going to get attacked. And don't care. Why isn't QP an in-game for battle rap? I'm sorry. Why isn't QP, at least for pins, how come QP is not on the pin on the Mount Rushmore pin? QP, JC, Lux, Newborn for Penn, maybe. You got Super Rider to think about. Got Chilla Jones to think about. For Penn. So yeah, QP should already be on a Mount Rushmore for Penn and battle rap. For him not to be on that is just like insane. Like, let's be honest. Who in battle rap really has a better pen than QP? In battle rap. Who? Name them. And let's add this. Who even clearly has a better pen than QP for battle rap? And see, a lot of people don't really appreciate the pen because they can get seduced by, okay, but I've seen QP rap in battles. But are you listening to what he's saying? Let's be straight. A lot of QP battles are so layered, 90% of it's missed. Even brothers like Smoke, Rock, Cole, some of your best analysts in virtual battle rap, even individuals Okay, we just say Jay Black. We don't catch all the bars that QP say. We don't. So QP's pen is elite and one of the best ever. Ready for this? You know why QP is really on the Mount Rushmore for pens? Because since he's been writing that way, everyone that came after him kind of writes that way too. Let's be honest. Chilla Jones, his writing style is a lot like QP. So is Rum Nitty's. So is Danger Zones. I think they would even admit that. And there's a narrative now. QP quantum physics can, dispel or confirm this if he wants to. But wasn't there a thing about where QP was writing all of the Suns material? That means conceded too. If that is accurate, if that is not accurate, if it ain't respected, correct it. Bar 7, never type that again. We're not even going to put that. We're not even going to highlight that comment. That's crazy. Salute. But yeah. So to answer the question in full, if QP battles Lux and defeats Lux, he should be on some Mount Rushmores. But let's be honest, Mount Rushmore goes to who's talking, right? So if you got an East Coast guy, more than likely put on East Coast, maybe one Midwest guy on their Mount Rushmore. You talking to a West Coast guy, they're gonna talk to they're gonna put mostly West Coast and maybe one East Coast guy. You're talking to a down South guy, maybe 2 down South and 2 East Coast. Mount Rushmore goes based upon who's talking. That's how that goes. It's all political. It's all subjective. There's a lot of people that don't put disaster on their Mount Rushmores. It's crazy. A lot of people don't put Danny Myers on there. A lot of people don't put the Thesaurus on there. They don't put Yilmaz on there. So some people don't put Mook there's some people that don't put Mook or Lux on there. Some people put a verb ahead of Mook and Lux because he beat them both. He defeated them both. It's to try to get a consensus of Mount Rushmore for battle rap. You might as well try to dig out of a quicksand. It ain't gonna happen. There's some whack rappers being put on the Mount Rushmore too. There's some people that say Surf is on the Mount Rushmore battle rap. Yo, okay. But then again, what's the criteria? And that's what we're doing. What we're doing. Maybe now, if you're talking about performers, maybe Surf is on that Mount Rushmore. But you see how specific we got to get with these Mount Rushmores to be fair. But most don't even want to be fair. They're like, nah, skip all that. This is who I like on my. Okay, well, then it's gonna be subjective. But to get back to more criteria very quickly, just to finish this out. And by the way, for those that's looking at this screen, this is for Virtual Battle Rookie. 2025 Rock Rankings for Virtual Battle Rookie criteria. We left off at quality performances, speaks for itself. Quality of battle rap improvement actually is where we left off. And that's simple. What will also help a rookie's ranking is how much better do they get battle to battle. You take a Reek Ruger, right? The first Reek Ruger is not the second Reek Ruger we saw.
Who?
Reek Ruger. Reek.
Who's that?
Oh, yo. That was horrible. Who's that? Man, look. Greg, you're not going to do to Rock what John was doing. You ain't doing that.
Never heard of him. Who's that?
Yeah. But now, so you look, and now Maze, someone asked about, well, what about Maze? Is Maze considered a rookie? No, Maze is not a rookie. Maze was battling before 2025. He's not considered a rookie. No. Reek is considered a rookie. Sick Mosh is considered a rookie. Tazo Flames is considered a rookie. Hey, he's considered a rookie. Rob's battled in 2024. So no, he's not considered a rookie if we got that right. I think we got that right. A-Fan's a rookie. Mr. ENT is not a rookie. Mr. ENT is not a rookie.
Not at all.
At all. Like at all. Well, he first battled.
ENT been around about as long as I have.
Yeah, so that's 22, right? Yeah, that's 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
His first battle was against me.
Wow, forgot about that. You're right. Good look.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who else we got. We're just throwing out names of rookies real quick.
Keno, rookie. King Kong, rookie.
A Game 365 rookie.
Actually, rookie virtual.
Virtual. We're only talking virtual. Let's be clear.
Okay,
Virtual. Only virtual rookies. All right.
Because that motherfucker got hella battles outside.
Yeah. Who else we got? Well, that's enough examples. I think it's pretty much well known. Dankster's not a rookie. To the person that was asking in IG, Dankster's not a rookie. Dankster
She just rapped like she a rookie.
Oh wow, that's crazy. All right,
quote that, print that. You know what I mean?
Shots fired. Who else we got? Okay. So that y'all get it. So yeah, so that's where quality of battle rap improvement comes. If you're a rookie, how much better did you get from battle to battle? And yes, now as far as someone asked about, is this setting up for the most improved award? Yes, it is. But keep in mind, most improved doesn't just go to a rookie; it can go to a battler. For example, if you remember, Irv the Voice was a finalist for that award because he started out at the very bottom, and he ended up getting people out of here. He did very well. Dankster won that improved award because of that, because she was a lot better. That Supernova battle was horrible, but then she ended up pretty good for her skill set. So she had the most grade of improvement that way. Consistency of appearances speaks for itself. We just talked about that. Promotional impact we talked about. Popularity we talked about. Consistency of submissions, post votes, all the rest of this stuff is the same as the virtual battle rap. So the main differences is where the battle rap debut happens and improvement. Yeah. Battle rap debut and improvement. That'll set the rookie. So that's that criteria. Let's go to battle rap leagues very quickly. Battle rap leagues is a whole different list, obviously, because it's a whole different category. All right. Okay, so there's virtual battle rap leagues. Okay. Virtual battle leagues, as it says. All right. We got it? Okay, good. So as you see, this is for the 2025 Rock Rankings. Virtual battle leagues. This is the criteria. All right. Pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, number one will be, yes, quality of battle cards. Quality. Pretty simple. I mean, one thing we can say about VBL Cartel, I'm going to use them as an example out the gate. They're giving us a lot of notice about what they got coming up. A lot of those have good matchups. Now, why are those good matchups? And we're gonna get there in a minute. Those are good matchups because of the amount of attention. And first of all, the amount of battles on the card. A lot of them got 4 battles. Good card for virtual battle rap. A lot of them have quality opponents, and we're gonna get there. And we're gonna get there right now. So amount of battle cards, yes, definitely. Notice that quality of battle cards comes before amount of battle cards. See that? Quality over quantity. See that? All right. Quality of promotion. We just talked about that. You know, and not just VBL Cartel, but salute to Kid Dangerous with the Jiggy Battle League. He's been informed about, hey, this was coming up. Also salute to the Ring, Social Assassin, Pablo, Rap Ref, that have been very good about saying this is what we got coming up. That's good promotion. Trailers count as promotion. Yes. So that type of promotion. Also, what's the anticipation of these cards when they drop? You know, what's the anticipation? What's the present? And what's the lasting effect? Now here you go. Quality of opponents and matches. Yes. I mean, if a battle rap card again has nobody's on it, and now we're not talking about nobody just as fame. We're talking about nobody as far as skill and talent, versus something that got a whole bunch of heavyweights on there. That battle rap league will probably get a higher ranking, or at least in this category, will get more points. And notice we're saying opponents and matches. You could have these opponents matched up against scrubs versus having these opponents matched up against each other. For example, if you got Rio against Ace Ruger, Rio's a crazy name. Ace Ruger is not. By the way, Greg. I think on the whole fact. Yeah. Then the salute to Ace Ruger. And when Ace Ruger takes it seriously, he could have a supernova effect to where he improves. You know, Ace Ruger has some. If he takes it seriously, there's a way for him to become pretty good. But and then FYI, for those that don't know Ace Ruger, on this channel, 2024, maybe around August, we showed Lockhart versus Ace Ruger, and Lockhart bodied him bad. Lockhart body Ace Ruger so bad it was like cringeworthy to watch. Yeah, so that's who Ace Ruger is. You know, there's also the Mr. Mumbles, right? But anyway, Ace Ruger versus
Mr.
Rio.
Who the what?
Exactly him. Ace Ruger, you know, versus Rio would not be a quality match, even though Rio's a quality opponent. Now Rio Nkosi versus Whispers, whoo, that's a quality opponent and match. Fire. Honestly, those two should battle. Rio versus Whispers would be crazy. Honestly, Whispers versus Pablo would be crazy. Whispers versus Greg, probably not going to happen. But Whispers versus Greg would be crazy. Whispers versus Cliff would be insane. And for those that don't know about Whispers, check him out. Google him. He's a killer. My bag. This is YouTube. He's a fantastic battle rapper. Anyway, quality of performances that does also affect the Battle Rap League. It does. They're not directly responsible, but that will affect their ranking because and now look, that's going to be more of a positive than a negative. The negative, all they can do is book the battles, but if
hope for the best.
And right, but watch if the best happens and it's a battle they booked and promoted well, that will help that league out. Now, let's say they booked the match and it was underwhelming, it didn't live up to the hype. It'll depend on how much the league had to do with that. Like, was there the only way the league would be responsible for a bad battle is if the league owner was in there interfering, you know. And this is disrespect, but like when Cheeks was trying to cut off OG Capri from getting his bars off. Okay, that's interference. So that means Battle Rap League, you might be responsible. That's an example. Salute to Cheeks. All right, consistency of battle cards, right? That's very self-explanatory. I mean, if you got a league that's consistently producing battles and producing battle cards, ta-da. Versus a league that's like, well, we're going to do one battle in January and we're going to do another battle in September and we need to do nothing in between. Okay. All right. Right. Quality of production. So that's where we did. Now we get to the Wi-Fi. Now we get to the video. We get to the trailers. We get to how is the battle conducted. You know what I'm saying? Like how on the day of the battle, how's the chat handled? That's a part of production. How crisp does the video look? What's the resolution? How's each battle treated? If you have judges, how are those judges kept in check? How are the microphones muted? You know, like all this stuff. You know, how about this? When was the YouTube dropped on the battle? All that stuff. That's production. Amount of innovation. Bam. Salute to Verbal Online Arena. That's innovation. Because before Verbal Online Arena, we didn't have a virtual battle rap as far as we know. As far as a virtual battle rap league that was like, we doing all of our battle rap matches on instrumentals, beats, and it'll be online. That's fire. And it produced a lot of good stuff. That's an example of innovation. With Smoke, where there's smoke, there's fire, they did the blackout card, but it was the first blackout card virtually. Fire. The Pick It Up series, Money Machine. They did the first Money on the Floor. Innovation. Fire. Salute to DZ and them. Salute to Fire Money and all that. They did that. Fire. Here we go with contributions to virtual battle rap. That kind of overlaps with the innovation. But contributions to virtual battle rap, let's say a virtual battle league decided to have it to where their virtual event was being simulcast on a news station. That obviously that draws more attention and that draws more positive attention to the skill set of the virtual battle rappers. That's a contribution. You know, another contribution is how much talent was nurtured. Think about grind time. How much talent was nurtured through grind time? And look where they are now. Well, that's kind of what that contribution to virtual battle rap is. What battle rap leagues nurtured that for 2025? And look where they are now. And also contributes to virtual battle. Who introduced new talent? And even beyond talent, who introduced new ways to present battle rap? That's contribution. Historical impact of moments. So that would kind of overlap with contributions to virtual battle rap. Historical impact of moments. Going back to Chiefs, Hoodology Unlimited had the first all-female judging panel. That's historical. Smokes card again, the first virtual blackout card. We talked about the Easy card. Here's another one. It could be what was the first crossover battle? Like there was stuff like, hey, salute to Yo 2 times. He's up in there sending shots like, yo, TM. You get 10 of your get 10 of your hitters. I get 10. We get 10 of our hitters. Let's go. That's historical impact moment. Actually, TM 2024 USA versus UK. Historical. Fire. That's what we're talking about. Which also leads to. No, that was a good card. I mean, you know. And later on, you had the rap.
I only do that based on my own personal whatever.
Oh, okay. All right,
yeah.
cool. All right. So we got the promotional impact. We just talked about popularity. We talked about consistency of submissions. We want to keep reiterating when it comes to submissions, it's not just what's sent. Okay. Submissions are also what's discussed. Chat conversations, panel conversations such as these. It could be phone calls. You know, for those that ever had a conversation with Rock offline, we talk battle rap. Those counts as submissions. Unless someone says, let's do this off the record, we do it off the record, and then it's dead. But if someone says, look, Rock, I really want to talk to you verbally about that. I want to hit you on Facebook Messenger or IG, or I want to hit you at the business line, whatever. Cool. And also, there's those that also talk to members of our team, the Boss Entertainment Group Detroit, about these type of things. Those are all submissions. Consistency of post votes. Now, this is not just who won the post vote. Consistency of post vote is how often, when that league drops a card, does it show an interest in the amount of post votes, no matter who they vote for. So let's show an example. And the video shorts, and we're going to show an example for the video shorts in this also. So that concludes the criteria for virtual battle leagues. All right. So here's an example of what we're talking about. And after this, we should be done with all the good stuff when it comes to that. All right. So we go here and we go to some of these questions we asked. All right. Now, here it is on this channel. We did the diss track thing. Now, the diss track thing may throw off something. It's like, well, what is this diss track thing got to do with battle rap? It's not about battle rap. It's about votes, amount of post votes. This is 9 total votes. Don't look at the percentages. Right here, you got 9 total votes. That shows the interest in the topic, right? Even if it's burner accounts, whatever, it shows an interest. That means it's low interest in this question between Joey Badass with Crash Dummy and Ray Vaughn versus GoldenEye. See that? 9 total votes. We don't care who won right now. We're talking about the total votes. Here's more total votes. 11 total votes right here. Daylight IO, Joey Badass, Crash Dummy, blah, blah, blah. Low amount of interest here, right? We get here, 15. Okay, a little bit more interest. See that? 15 votes. Now we get to Yo 2 times versus Froku. Look at this, 42 votes. Now this is where it gets interesting. Let's say whenever we drop the name Yo 2 times or Froku, there's a high amount of votes compared to other topics. 42 votes versus 15 versus 11 versus 9. See how that works? That's what we're talking about that. So first, this will go, these amount of interest votes will go to the TBL Throwaway Battle League. It will also go to Yo 2 times and Froku. So now we're saying, okay, is there a trend here? Is it that whenever TBL Throwaway Battle League is mentioned, there's a whole lot of interest? Or was it Yo 2 times? Was it Froku? So we're watching that. Let's keep going. We're just going to go through a couple more. And then we're done. Now, VBL Cartel. There's 55 votes. Is that for Pablo? Actually, no. It includes VBL Cartel. And also now it includes GTX. VBL Cartel, GTX, the Retribution card, Pablo and Rio. They all share in this interest, in this amount of interest votes. Notice we're not showing the percentage. We're just showing the amount of votes that goes to that criteria. So how do we use that to measure something? If when a battle league drops and we put it on the post and all of a sudden we see a certain amount of votes, that tells us the interest that our community has. Let's go to the shorts very quickly. The video shorts. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, not those shorts. Whoops. Let's go to these shorts. The video shorts. No pause. Because we know how that's going to work. We're almost there. By the way, Pablo Picasso, salute to Pablo Picasso, fighting clowns. Fight those clowns, Pablo. Fight those clowns. Oh, here we go. Oh, here's the video shorts very quickly. Now, notice for obviously the main amount of views, what interest we have on video shorts are going to be for these commercials, right? Now, according to YouTube, we got to say according to YouTube because a lot of YouTube numbers are fake. But according to YouTube, this has a 12, what'd you say, 1,200, 1,500, 800, 833, etc. Now, for the battle rap, we're going to skip right ahead and go to the battle rap. Now, here we got, for the performer of the night, how many views we have for it. Now, these 17 views here, if we can scroll down. Well, let us scroll down? Probably not. Well, let's do it. There you go. All right. Now here, we do this. Yippee-yi-yay. All right. Here is probably going to be 1 or 2 votes. So that will be reflective in the Shank Prezi name and the Money Machine Battle Rap name for the amount of votes here. These are short votes. Here's the video short, and here's the votes right here. All right, let's keep going down. All right, 1 vote here. So this goes for OG Capri, Money Machine Battle Rap Entertainment, etc., etc. I think by now y'all get it. Last one. You have 1 vote. Shank Prezi Witty, etc., etc. And we will be putting posts on here. And again, we already know it's going to have less votes because these are more tough to, manipulate and also more tough to use burner accounts on like that. Or if a burner account is used on it, it can only have 1 vote. That's where we're going to use it. All right. Okay, now here we got 2. So this goes for VBL Cartel Never Forget 6. And it also goes for Danny Myers and Innovate. Okay. Let's get to the comments real quick. See, there's Rick Ruger 3 months ago. Congratulate and Innovate. See, that also goes with it. Salute to Rick Ruger.
How ironic.
Okay. Whole time.
Whole time.
All right. Salute to King Infamous. But yeah, so that is how the criteria lines up. So now you have criteria for 3 categories. You got virtual battle rappers, virtual battle rookies, virtual battle leagues. More criteria will be dropped this week. So, and that now is all on the Rock File. Salute to Pablo and Social, and also Greg for mentioning that. Yeah, the criteria is public information. The criteria is public information. It's all dropped on the Rock Files community tab. Anybody want to read it? You can comment it, review it, ask questions that such as Greg has asked when he was asked about the outside battles. That's awesome question, awesome conversation. We are open for the conversation to explain exactly at least what's going on in our collective mind. And when we say us and we and all this stuff, we're not just talking about Rock Files. We're talking about the Rock Files channel. We're talking about the Black Ops Connections channel. We're talking about the Boston Entertainment Group, collective and business. We're also talking about those that participate and vote. It's a whole group. All right. So this is not a Rock opinion. When these rankings drop, this is not N-O-T, a Rock opinion poll. It is not. We understand that's what it will be called, but that's not it. That's not it.
Right. And the reason I got so many questions is obviously I'm new to the ranking system.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I'm new to the firsthand experience. I feel like I've been,
I just got done eating my food and guys will go to that other chair. She keeps telling me no, seven's pushed with her, and I'm done with my food.
I'm new to the firsthand experience of the rock ranking, because
Sure.
if I remember memory serves me correctly, I have been mentioned before in consideration.
Yes.
So this is all new territory for me. So that's why I'm asking so many questions. So
Ready for this, Greg? And that's commendable because you're doing what has been instructed for a whole community to do. You know, the first one, salute to Clip Corleone, the first one to actually participate in this process to get us closer to accuracy was Clip. Clip was the first one to submit any information for these rock rankings back in June of actually May, end of May, beginning of June of 2024. See what it is, Greg. This is what we've been yelling for this community to do. If you're a rapper, ask questions, hop on a panel, let's have a discussion. This way now more will understand. But salute to a couple trolls that said this. No rock, and this is a direct quote, no rock, we don't want to help you with the information. We don't want to, contribute. It's more fun if we just wait to see what it is and then comment that way. This is a troll community, bro. So by you doing this, you're showing professionalism and actually saying, I want understanding because I'm taking it seriously. Because this is a serious undertaking. Mm-hmm. And by you having understanding, now when it drops, you can say, okay, I get it now. And I'm going to tell you, even by going through all this to drop the criteria and all this, we already know what's going to happen. It's not going to get read. Like case in point, there's been so many. There was someone that said, well, you didn't have Crisis in a poll, in a rock rankings ever. And how come you diss Crisis? Then they see Crisis was not only in one list, Crisis was in 4. He was in 4 of the rock rankings list of 2024. That's all public information. And all of a sudden it got quiet. See, individuals would rather troll than actually get to something that could help them out. But
someone said you.
I go. Just can I get just one day, bro? God, man.
Now, when you're a father, my brother, fathers don't get days off.
Not a day off, but just like a toned down version of this shit.
I got you.
Anyway, sorry.
No. Don't apologize.
This
first.
Is a community where it's a bunch of ask first or like try to chastise first and then look later, right. and then oh okay.
Exactly. Because this is drama. Actually, not only is this this is not only a troll community, it's a drama community. Actually, it's a drama community before a troll community. See, the troll implies that individuals are being fake or they're lying, or they're not saying. But the drama actually is the quote unquote real thing.
The real shit, right? All
they want is, yeah, that's what they want. Mm-mm. And honestly, that's not what's going to happen over here. That's another reason. Just to speak for the channel for a minute. That's another reason why we don't do drama. First of all, everybody and their mama do drama. Don't get it twisted. Some of that we watch. Some of it's very entertaining. Fully admit that. But just because we as a company or whatever will watch it doesn't mean we should produce it. We let those that produce it. That's their lane. Let them do that. Mm-hmm. Here we're about results. We're about results and having them be as professionally done as possible. And that's why we keep adding layers and adding dimensions. Like case in point, in 2024, there wasn't a video short poll or a video short data collected. There wasn't all this, all this and that. There was no criteria laid out first. We didn't have an opportunity to. But we most certainly was going to do a rock rankings, and not just people look more at the Rock part of it rather than the rankings. It's really a power rankings. It's just called Rock rankings, so this way it won't get confused because this is a little bit different than power rankings. Power rankings like happen more often than the Rock rankings will. Rock rankings try to happen each month, especially after significant battles. This way we can include those battles as part of what's really going on. So yeah, so that's the whole layout of it all, man. That's the whole layout. That's literally what it is. And you coming up, asking questions, getting information, and all this good stuff. That's what it's designed for. It's designed for questions. Like if you look at our videos, we even did videos where we had different individuals discussing different things, and we put that out there. Like Kid Dangerous, he revealed a case for him. He's like, I should be the 2024 champ because of this, and we put that up as a video. This is Kid Dangerous case. Me, so someone had a case for me to be 2024 champ. We put that case out. Because we it's not so much we want to know what people think. We want to know what data that others have gathered. No one person sees everything, nor knows everything. So this is our way of doing it, and that's why we also do the submissions this way through discussions and all this good stuff, because that can't be fake. That won't be compromised when we're talking like this. And honestly, submissions rank a little bit, actually a lot of bit higher than post results, but it's in a different way though. We're still going to consider the posts. We're still going to consider the posts and all the percentages and all that, but we're going to take a lot of them with investigation and a grain of salt here and there. So there it is.
Well, I guess it's time for the nitty gritty, huh?
Oh, it's on now. It's on like Donkey Kong. It's on like Neckbone. Here we go. Now it gets intense. Obviously you're going to have more battles coming up. Probably going to have battles coming up. Reek. There's going to be some battles coming back. Well, you got GX coming back. I mean, Fade Out is coming back. John. I mean, there's going to be some very tough competition. And look for those that's in spaces that's watching this. If you have battle rap cards, if you have talent that we should take a look at, send us the clips. We'll include them. We'll include them on our posts, and they may be able to get ranked, depending. The most difficult part of the rankings is going to be positions 6 to 10. No, positions 7 to 10. That's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
because there's a lot.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough little. Because right now,
and we might,
in my eyes, I have it. Obviously, me is number 1, Pablo number 2, Reek number 3. Shit. The rest of these cats have only had one battle this year.
And that's where we have to do layers now. So, okay, like Crisis has had 2. We'll discuss him now. Crisis battle Crash and Crisis battle Supernova. Now, Crisis by consensus lost to Crash.
Hold on. If it's not what
respected, corrected.
Right. So Crash battled Crisis last year.
Oh, okay. So that don't count. All right. So
because I battled Crash this year, and that was in January.
Okay, there it is. All right, cool. So that means so we got one battle with Crisis Supernova. So that's his battle there for 2025. We have we also have the Verbal Online Arena individuals like Elo. Elo could be a number 4.
Oh,
Elo could be a number 4. Yeah, he battled on Verbal Online Arena.
Well, I don't recognize the name. That's why my apologies to Elo. You're saying?
You're all right. Elo, ELO.
Okay.
Yeah, so he battled twice there. He was a performer tonight on that card. Had a lot of heavy hitters on it, and he was the best. He was easily the best of that. Truly Lace battled there twice.
Okay, shout out Truly.
Yep, salute to Truly. Viral Money battled over there. So is that 2 battles? That's 2 virtual battles for Viral Money. I believe he took home money. he took home money off of one of those. I'm sorry. He took home the win, not the money. He took home the win. What was it, the money? Yeah, he won. He won one of those by judge votes.
Okay.
So that's 2 battles for him. So
Was it convincing?
There. Nah, it was close. It was close. Yeah, it was close. It was a very controversial. Well, you know what? When viral money's in the battle, it's going to be controversial. So it was controversial. Who else we got? OG Capri battled. Obviously, he battled you, and he also has an outside battle. He has 2 outside battles, and then both of those were against virtual battle rappers. One was against D Money, one was against Jackpot. He got Jackpot way out of here. And Viral Money, he lost by consistency. He lost to Viral Money. So those are some guys that can see themselves maybe ranked at the bottom, maybe, but then again, they haven't been active since maybe since like April.
That's what I'm saying. Like, or those battlers are gonna be like after 3, it really gets murky. Then you got to start diving into like separate, like you said, other categories.
You got Sick Mosh over there who got a win over Taslow. You got Robs who battled. You got Lockhart hasn't battled in 2025 yet, so we're gonna leave him out of it. Who's that? Oh, it didn't Dr. Jeer, R.I.P. Didn't Dr. Jeer get a win? Or like the battle he had on Too Loud to Die, didn't he get a win?
I believe.
Oh, was that last?
That was end of last year.
That was last. Yeah. Okay.
That was when I battled Trey Boogie.
It sure was.
And he battled Backward Brad.
Yeah, I think Backward. I think Brad got him.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think so too. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Again,
that's if memory serves right. And see, that's the reason why we have these discussions, to be sure that things are kept as they are. And you know, we have a lot of these files up. Of course. You know, and we're gonna be presenting a lot of this stuff. We'll say, hey, is there, as we usually ask, and look, most of this community is not gonna participate, and that's gonna hurt them, not us. Because watch this. This is how it works. If let's say we only have for certain battlers like 6 submissions, don't forget that the submissions count the most for a battle rapper.
Right.
So if these submissions go a certain way, oh well, that's a heavy percentage that went that way, and there it is, and we're gonna stand on it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the thing that's going to be upsetting for this virtual battle rap community, they're gonna see a lot. They may see some names that they never heard of. Just like the very first Rock Files list. The Rock Files list had names such as Traumatos and Pablo Picasso on there, right? And the majority of this community was pissed because they thought Pablo was whack. Where they got that from is probably some other places, right? Just to say that same Pablo that arguably beat Clip Corleone was all of a sudden whack. And don't forget, that's the same list that Clip Corleone was a top 5 guy, which he more than richly deserved on that first list.
Right.
And that's the main thing that's being talked about as the first list. Keep in mind how many lists have happened since then, but this place don't care because the drama was on the first list. Anyway, but the Traumatos and the Pablo was the most upsetting to them because they didn't know who they were. That's why we do this, Greg, because we didn't know who they were. See, we don't know all the virtual battle now, but we cover way more virtual battle rap, as you see.
Right.
We cover way more virtual battle rap than probably any other channel out here, as far as for virtual battle rap. We're probably the most diverse. Probably. Going to emphasize. Probably.
Hey, right.
Not the definite. Yeah.
The who? Oh, yeah. It's my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. It's 10:20 p.m.
Okay.
You see how bright it is?
Let's see what we got.
10:20 p.m.
I don't see your camera, bro.
It's not on? It's on my side.
Nope. No, it's down on over here. There you go. Wow. That's insane. You know what that reminds? You know what? Way back in the day on the tour, we were in Juneau, Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing. Like it was like 11 p.m. It was like bright like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's different. That's different.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Okay.
That's not a Dalmatian. What breed is all this at? Okay, good. We'll spell that later. We'll spell that
Right.
later. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
This shit it's gonna come down to like the three of us. I have a feeling. I have it on good authority to say that it's gonna come down to the three of us. And then from there, it's gonna be quality of performances, quality of opponents, strength of schedule.
Yeah.
It's gonna be those bigger. Well, I won't say bigger, but I feel like they're bigger based criteria that's gonna determine who's gonna be what.
Yep. 100% correct. 100%
And
correct.
then that's why a lot of people say, the oversaturation, blah, blah, blah. But, it's not many who's got the strength of schedule that I have so far, even those that are lined up right now and have yet to happen. So by the end of it, when Pablo and I go head to head, man, that may be the determining factor. I'm not gonna hold you. Not gonna.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. I just want to give a shout out to those that was on Facebook real quick. Sam Bell, major player Sam Bell, the pregame prince, the pregame pimp. Salute. RJ, what up? Appreciate y'all, man. Oh, someone said on the sports point, excuse me. Mike Conley trash. Nah, should take more shots than him. Yeah, but think about this, man. Even those shots being close, Ryan, and little bro Ryan, salute to little bro Ryan. Man, there's just no reason for that to happen. Let's just be honest, man. Minnesota doesn't have it. That was cool. Minnesota did that, right? But don't forget, and here's a fun fact or a fun point. Boston against the Mavericks during their championship run, they got blown out by 40 in a game. And guess who won the NBA championship in that series? Not the Mavericks. Okay? So one game of a blowout don't move nothing. It don't move nothing. Because who can keep that up? You face the same team over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And look, honestly, Julius Randle is going to hurt Minnesota. It's going to hurt Minnesota. Anyway, just want to get that out for the sports thing. Suits that. But nah, man. On Wednesday, obviously, we'll be doing the music sessions, episode 18, all that good stuff. And hold on. June 7th. You're on that card, Greg, right? Who you battling June 7th?
I am A Game 365.
The return of A Game 365. A lot of energy in that battle. A Game is going to have some bars. The thing for A Game is, will he be able to keep those bars up? Obviously, for you, can you
Energy, bars, punches, haymakers, room shakers, all of that. He gonna need all of that, man. He gonna need all of that. It's one round, 3 minutes. Let's see what he got, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. Now, A Game is used to battling a lot. I haven't really seen him battle in a minute. So there's going to be a question of ring rust there. He's going to, if he has too many dry spots with some of his lyrics, that's going to hurt him in this battle against you. Because occasionally there has been not a lot. He doesn't say a lot of mid stuff, but there's been a one or two mid things per round, he says. Now, against other opponents, he can do that. Won't be able to do that against you. That's something he's going to have to watch for. Obviously, you know, do what you do. You may want to try to get him out of here early in the first part of your round, and then really close it out. You know, so basically, the guys we discussed before, start from the gate, bam, and then relentless. Go ahead, show your skill set, and then close out with a hitter. Simple as that. You know, there it is.
Oh man, if only you knew.
Say no more. No, say less. Say less. June 7th. Oh, that's the pick it up 3 card. Is that correct?
Pick it up 3, man. BBL Cartel, Captain Tenno, Kid Dangerous, Social Assassin, A-Fan, me versus A Game 365, Froku versus Nat King Kong. And I do believe there's one more added, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the Maze Rio shit. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
That might be. Isn't that Smack Talk? That might be Smack Talk.
Is it Smack? It might. You might be right. You might be right. Forgive me, cause I got a hell of a lot of shit on my plate right now.
Same.
And there's more that's yet to be announced that I cannot speak on.
All right.
What? Yeah, people. Yeah. Hey, salute to whoever doesn't like me for whatever personal reason you have. Salute to that. Continue to do so because I swear to God, it's working in my favor. It's working in my favor. So, you know, I get John's angles, I get 702 Smooth's angles, I get Maze's angles, I get all of y'all that, you know, don't like me or don't say so, you know, the P Blacks, the Latin Pains, the all y'all cats, man. But salute to you. I appreciate the disdain that you have towards me because it's working for me and not against me.
Fuel.
Yeah, man. And you know what? I don't mean to cut you off. I just thought of this.
Go. You good?
Listen, man. The fact that you don't like me being who I am and how I am, that makes me want to be around more, to piss you off more. Oh, Greg talks too arrogantly. He's too cocky. He's too this. He's too that. Someone please shut him up and humble him and blah, blah, blah. Bro, the more y'all piss me off, the harder pause I'm gonna go. And every time you turn around, you're gonna fucking see me. June 7th, pick it up 3. June 21st, smoke out. June 28th, Hunger Games. July 19th, Money Machine. July 20th, The Ring. July 26th, Sino to God on Smack Talk. Mid-August, I have Danny Myers in person, three rounds. Okay, out here in Alaska. End of August, you know, possible Rio match in Never Forget 7. And then Yo-Yo on the Macabre card in September. And that's not to mention anything else that may get booked in between now and September, and also after September. There's still the rest of September, October, November, and December. 4 months more that you might see me even more. So continue, please.
Talk.
Because that ain't going to do nothing but piss me off. And the more I get pissed off, the more I'm going to want to see, or I'm going to make you, force you to see me, unless you leave the community entirely. And if you leave the community entirely, then, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I've won. Again. I've already made one quit. One of y'all Mount Rushmore people in virtual. He's gone. He ain't coming back. He Briz Rothstein out this motherfucker. Huh? I'm yeah, I'm riding on that high, you know what? Because y'all tried to downplay, you tried to sweep it under the rug, you tried to make every excuse in the fucking book to save face for him. He was on his way out anyway. He was distracted. He obviously had some things going on mentally. Blah 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 blah. No. He got washed. Even if he would have got through his rounds clean, he still would have lost. That was battle rap IQ 101 there.
Mhm.
Because he meant see the problem with cats like Innovate is he mentioned something about choking twice and he choked twice. I saved my choking bar for his third round. And that was IQ at its finest because not only did he choke, he disappeared. He disappeared. Innovate had the battle rap world in a sleeper and then he choked out. Come on, man. It don't get higher IQ than that, man. We
Right.
talking about structuring rounds. We talking about round placement. We talking about bar placement. We talking about just all of that, bruh. You can't tell me otherwise. And I'm done. I said all I needed to say. June 7th, pick it up 3, A game 365. You better hope you bring some energy. Cause you better not let them say that I won off that alone, not to mention the bars that are gonna be in this.
Let's go, man.
That's
Let's
that's it,
go.
man.
Nah, say no more.
6
Say
and
no.
0, man. 6 and 0.
Okay, 6-0, and this will be another high ranking matchup, high ranking battle card. All this stuff, all these things keep adding up. All these things keep adding up. And listen, for those that's watching this, well, how come Greg can just come up with the easy way to stop anybody, whether it's Greg or Rick or Pablo or Yo 2 times, somebody else to take a look at, or whether it's may have to look at Pyro. Pyro battled in 2025. He may get some consideration for something. You know what I'm saying? Anyone like that? Whoever you don't like, battle rappers, whoever you don't like, all you got to do is the very simple thing: battle them and get them out of here.
Set the date.
There you go.
Set the date.
That's what we're here for.
I wouldn't give a fuck if you told me tomorrow. I'll be ready and waiting.
There it is. There it is. Look, salute to Greg the Great. Salute to
Salute,
everybody.
Rock.
I appreciate
Appreciate you,
everybody,
man.
man. You know what I'm saying? Paulo Picasso is on right now, if I'm not mistaken. Enjoy Paulo Picasso. Greg, appreciate you, man. And of course, you already know we're going to be chopping up very, very soon.
Wholeheartedly.
No doubt, no doubt. Everybody, that's Greg the
No
Great.
doubt.
Be sure to subscribe to Greg the Great live on YouTube. Check out Greg the Great June 7th. June 7th, pick it up 3 VBL Cartel. Man, and we're gonna get that flyer. And you know what? It will be next week. We're gonna be doing our usual predictions for who's gonna win, battle of the night, body of the night, if anybody's at all that good stuff. And you know what it is. Your eyes do not deceive you. This has been The Rock Files, Rock Sports Sunday, and also Battle Rap Review. More criteria. If you would like to see more of the criteria that's been discussed, you're more than welcome to hit the community post page on the Rock Files. Everything's listed there. You know, if you do have submissions for Message Music Sessions, please get them in by Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday, 12 p.m. is your deadline to get us any submissions. All right, for Message Music Sessions, we will be going live Wednesday at 12 a.m. or sooner. All right. And yes, there'll be more battle rap discussed after Message Music Sessions, all that good stuff. In the meanwhile, protect your peace. Please protect your peace. Protect your foundation. Protect your sanity. Stay safe. Stay strong. Stay sane. And as usual, as we do right about now, rock on, rock out.
Rock, where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock?
10 rock and roll, bro.
Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. You are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday. Break down and talk now with Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. With Rock